is running out. Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up Trump, being king here, and just even though
drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atotan, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atotans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis
goodness!
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got his
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off Ruskies. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontans just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontins are absolutely insane, but he has drawn him into the double blockhouse, now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Skits are a little behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some Warriors are mixing. The Atotans doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes on the Strelets.
Blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelets a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the Slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The trees for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from fair rate. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Maybe should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, it's so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have the chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my gosh! I knew it was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 fills. He's so far in eco. Put some fills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though?
There's not enough
running out. Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up Trump, being king here, and just even though
drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atotan, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atotans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis
goodness!
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got his
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off Ruskies. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontans just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontins are absolutely insane, but he has drawn him into the double blockhouse, now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Skits are a little behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some Warriors are mixing. The Atotans doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just...
Coyotes on.
All
Hey,
right.
welcome, guys. Hello, everyone. Hope you're excited for this game. Are you excited, Callan?
I'm very excited. It's always great when tournaments reach these sort of final stages. The stakes get higher. We are
Yeah.
in the official round of 8, the quarterfinals. So got a pretty good series on our hand here, I think, between OnlyBaus and Phoenix. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see the quality of gameplay we'll see today.
Yeah, I think now it's really heating up. Like, it's the really good player, the top tier players here. So I think we're gonna see like a really just super high elo game today. It's gonna be exciting. What do you think about like these two guys? Do you have any thoughts, like pros, like what will make them win the games?
Yeah, so I actually did caster homework for this, which is very new for me. But I went through their previous series and also their most recent tournament in PK Clan.
Yeah.
I would think it's fair to say that OnlyBaus is an underdog in this matchup. Phoenix made it to. He has a habit of making the finals of tournaments he plays, and OnlyBaus sort of kind of. Has very strong performances until he gets to the round of 8 and then can maybe struggle. That said, any given Sunday, anybody can win. What's interesting about both these players, I think, are their preferred civs. I mean, they mostly play the original European civilizations, France, Otto, Brit, Spain, Dutch, these sorts of civs. So it may be less of like a DE shenanigans series than we might see in other matchups, but it's still, no matter what civs he played, it'll still be Age of Empires 3 and fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was just looking before this at the Free Food Party site on OnlyBaus stats, and he for sure really likes to play Ottoman and French. I think two really strong civilizations, and we've seen them. They've been extremely popular in this series. Well, partly because they are, of course, extremely strong civs in this meta. So, I mean, I think that's going to be really beneficial for him.
Yeah, it's no small secret. He's an auto main. Plays it almost exclusively, I think, on his main laddering account. And Phoenix, I think we could say, is a Brit main. But both these players, I think, go to France as their second pick. If they only have, like, if it's a best of 3, they're going to be playing France one of those games.
Yeah.
What I'm intrigued by is how the civ picks will go. We'll kind of see this as the series goes on, but Phoenix in his last series versus I Am Turk played almost exclusively mirrors. French mirror, auto mirror, Brit mirror, Spain mirror. And I think he has a lot of confidence in his mechanics, and so that might sort of lend himself to the mirror playstyle. But I'm curious if Boss lets that happen, or if he's going to intentionally try to pick around that.
Yeah, interesting thought there. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. What do you think about this first matchup? We got France versus Ottoman.
Yeah, Boss Auto versus Phoenix France. I think the consensus is this is a fairly close matchup, and France is a civ that can deal with Auto decently.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see how it actually plays out, like what build Boss goes for. Of course, in this tournament, the Ottoman Church card is banned, so we won't be seeing any FI into the Church card. It's actually in the Church card for France is banned too. So game 1, we have two civs with the Church cards banned. But yeah, I mean, let's see. The map for game 1 is going to be Guyana's. So it's a 4 TP map. So I'll be curious to see if we get H2 Stagecoach from Auto, or if we just see kind of FF versus semi-FF and just sort of playing it out in H3. I honestly don't really know.
Yeah, I think I mean, my prediction is we're gonna see like an FF at least from France. I think that makes sense. But yeah, Oro could definitely do some kind of rush or stage coach play, maybe even go H3 for some Jan Falconet or something. I mean, like you said, it's one of those matchups. Like France doesn't really have a bad matchup because they are really like strong and they have tanky vills, so they can kind of deal with most early aggression, and they scale really well, of course. So I think it's gonna be like a really even matchup, actually. This.
Yeah, I think so too. And Boss sort of choosing to go for his main Civ here in game one. I think the Civ picks for game one, it works as a blind pick. So both players, just
exactly.
choose the Civ. And,
I think, in general, I feel like at least the games I've casted and seen, it seems like France is a very popular pick in the blind pick, just because of the fact that they don't have many counters, and obviously Odo is also a very popular choice there in the beginning, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the players have gone up and started the game a few minutes ago. So I imagine pretty soon we'll be jumping into the action. There's always also, I mean, I don't think Phoenix is this type of player. He plays rather standard, but France has native options, and this map has, I think, the Tulip and the Carib natives, which are really good versus heavy infantry. So that can that's a dynamic if these players play Age 2 is whether to incorporate natives or not.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really interesting if we see that. Going for something like that, a little bit not standard would be fun, but yeah, I doubt we're gonna see that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we just need Carp to gain like 400 elo so you can start making the quarterfinals and play Nats every other game. That'd be super fun.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like we got a lot of viewers already. We're over 100 viewers now. Looks like people are excited for this game. Yeah, I mean, we are super excited, and it looks like they have started the game now, so we're gonna be able to jump in any second now.
Lovely. All right. So yeah, welcome to game one of this best of 7 series in the round of 8 between Phoenix and OnlyBaus. We have spawning in the northeast in the color blue. Phoenix playing France. I love when the Civ colors align with the player color. And in the southwest, we have the OnlyBaus playing his main squeeze Ottomans in the color red. Both players going for an early starting trading post.
Yeah, kind of interesting also how they go like for the same side there. I guess it's a 50-50 chance, or maybe they thought about the pass or something, but this means that if one of them wants to go for stagecoach, they might have to siege the other one's TP there.
Yeah, right. It definitely, that's a dynamic now. Yeah, if either player wants to go stagecoach, they have competition. Ottomans picking up an early food treasure, which is going to be great to help speed up their Age 1. And France has immediately scouted this and is going to try to pull trick with his native scout, gets it in, and he's going to be able to contest this. Oh, this is such a huge treasure.
He gets it Ottoman. Oh,
yeah,
very nice.
That's going to be relieving. Even if he's going to suffer a lot of HP loss on his hero.
Take a lot of damage here for sure. I mean, surely he survives this though, but yeah, he's gonna take so much damage.
But that's huge though, because imagine if Phoenix would have picked that up. He also has, I think, like an 80 food treasure around his own trading post, and so he would get 2 food treasures to make this an insane 12-10 time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both of these civs are like those types of civs that just really benefit from those food treasures, both being able to age up like really quickly, obviously with the what is it, the 12-10 meta with France, and Ottoman being, well, Ottoman, and there's the age up already in.
Yeah, 201, that's really fast for auto. And I think France, if they get like a perfect 12-10, it's like 205. But I think he's, greeted following the hero a little bit too
Yeah.
too much, and he's not going to get this food treasure in time to age up.
Yeah, for sure he should have taken this food treasure first. That probably would have meant a faster age up, but nevertheless, it's still a really good age up. So, and he did do a lot of damage, of course.
Yeah. And so, yeah, now the question is, what's Boss going to do in transition? So he sent Capitalism, which to me signals like a straight FF. You'll see sometimes Boss likes to play greedy H2, and he'll go 3 Vils Capitalism, 5 Vil 700 Wood. And then he also likes to do this thing where he builds 2 racks Jan behind his TC for some interesting reason.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting that this game. I think we're just going to see a naked FF with some market text would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his deck, it was he actually had quite a lot of options in H2, but maybe that's also just to show your opponent that you have the ability to go H2, just to make him a little bit, like, make your play a little bit less predictive, maybe even if you're going for the FF.
Yeah, classic Ottoman deck where they can do about 4 different strategies with the same thing. And it's also so much harder to scout Ottomans on DE meta with spies and, you know, the Ottoman Mabur denying scouting. But the native scout does do a great job getting in there. Scouts the age up 2 Vil 2 Cow. I mean, there's no H2 play coming out at all for Ottoman, you know, once you see that.
Only the member there, yeah. And he's going for villagers, actually. So going quite greedy there with the villager H-up and then sending 5 Vils as well, so...
Yeah, that's very very interesting. Boss kind of likes those greedy type builds, I think. And yeah, the Mabur just has more speed than the Nat Scout. I mean, yeah, so this contest is over and he will promote off that for some reason. That's a mechanic. So Boss will have stealth scout advantage. And if you watch Boss stream, you know, on his own personal channel, he loves having a scout out at all times.
Yeah, it's just such a pro move, you know, you're scouting your opponent's composition like before they attack, and it can just give you so much value. And I think the Mabur especially is just such an easy, like, it's such a no-brainer choice to make it when you already have that mosque up. It's just so good.
Yeah, definitely. I really like this build from Boss.
Though, so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, you're aging 1 card late, shipping 700 coins second, but it seems like the macro works out really well since he does a lot of chopping and transition to H2 to get his market ups. So yeah, we're just gonna see sort of Ottomans with some eco aging up here, aging up with the 4 Hus, which will be great to counteract the pressure of Phoenix's 5 Hus semi, which is, yeah, very nicely scouted with that stealth mid-map.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna split 1 off, interestingly, so probably going to try to find that Mabur, like you said. Do you think he's gonna go for a Rax here, or what do you think is gonna be his military production buildings?
For Boss?
Yeah, exactly.
I think with no...
He's gonna go for Spy, probably, actually. You see that food gathering?
Oh, he might. Yeah, this is sort of age, like, FI type macro. Just only gather food, ship Spahi if you're in trouble. Or it's a Sublime Port build, actually. I think that might be what we see.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he did have that in his deck.
This has become... After I, like, went away for a year and I came back, I realized that, I guess, Shake kind of started this. Meta of shipping Sublime Port and transition to H3 now, but it looks like Otto has changed his mind because he's shipping 700 wood now. Maybe this idle time is not giving him enough food to really get the maximum value out of Sublime Port. And I'm gonna guess he's just gonna go like Abyss Cav Archers, you know, because he doesn't have any units from H2. But this is gonna be a little dicey. I mean, Phoenix training another batch of 5 Hus. This is gonna be sort of potentially a lot of idle time under the TC. Ottoman's gonna kind of need Minutemen, I think.
Yeah, and obviously those Minutemen are not that good versus Cav either, so I mean, we'll see. Does hide his H-up units there.
Yeah, and another batch of 3 Hus coming up for Phoenix.
Yeah, did he send Spy or what did OnlyBaus send here? Let's see. Yeah, he's sending Spy. Okay, so this could potentially be a huge pop actually. If you just make Phoenix stay here under the TC a little bit too long.
Yeah, very. This is interesting. And going for Spahi instead of like maybe 5 Cav Archers. But if he gets a big clean here, the Spahi will give him a lot of pressure while France is aging up behind this.
Finding the Explorer there.
Oh, wow. Finding that hero.
The connect there. He's probably gonna go back with his other Cav now. Could get a nice snare here actually with the Deli, if he's lucky.
He could. The Spa here are just a little bit slower, I think, than the Hussars, but here come the Deli coming in.
Yeah, this is gonna be perfect.
And yeah, no, this is great. Phoenix is gonna have to sack some Hussars back, and one CDB getting caught up in the fray.
More Hussars coming in though.
Yeah, and he's just gonna take
here,
this.
right? A Minuteman though is very nice.
He really is fine, yeah, because Hussars do pretty decent versus Spoggy in these sorts of numbers. The area of effect is really, you don't really feel it versus cavalry. And just like that, he pushes back this crazy Spoggy.
Yeah, that was a great fight for him actually. I'm actually in shock right now.
Wow, he's aging, I think.
So sending 1k there for Phoenix. Or no,
I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about this Spoggy choice. I think 5 Cav Archers is way more safe.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he probably thought that Phoenix would be aging by then and wouldn't have as much Cav, so maybe it could have worked, but yeah, because he did like this, yeah, it just didn't really work out.
Yeah. Oh, I thought this whole time Phoenix was getting ready to go to H3, but he's still literally just matching Hut.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, we do see Artillery Foundry for OnlyBaus now, but it's not gonna do too much if we do see more Cav like this from Phoenix, so not really gonna achieve too much. I think we just need Cavalry Archers, like you said. He's sending in Abus guns now instead of Cavalry Archers.
Yeah, he just like can't believe, I think, that Francis just only batching Huss. But a great choke between the Mosque and the Artillery Foundry and a batch of 5 Cav Archer pop. That was actually a huge bait and a great little small pickup for Boss when the trades weren't quite going his way earlier.
Yeah, I think like at this point Phoenix really needs to think about aging because he could be in a really bad spot if he stays H2 too long here. Looks like
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And he's thinking the same thing, so he's macroing to age up, but it's going to take some time because he's sort of already used all of his resource crates on units, and so now he has to buy time. So we see these Hussars doing a little dance, trying to go back, try to distract Boss's units while he gets that age up in. And there are a lot of low HP vills around this Ottoman town center, so you have to be careful.
Yeah, and at the same time, like the Cavalry Archers trying to raid, but they just can't really do anything against the CDBs. They just tickle them.
It'd be shit. It's really funny. Avis, on the other hand, might be able to because they bypass that range resistance that CDB have. So.
But at the same time, I don't think he wants to go under the TC with Avis right now. Not with that low numbers. He wants to probably keep them.
Yeah, that's a good point. And TC Fire is pretty effective versus Avis. If you're ever playing against Ottoman and they push you with Avis gunners, you want to make sure that TC is targeting the Avis.
Yeah, the TC just generates so good value when it's shooting Avis guns. We do see so many TPs coming up for Phoenix, so he's gonna have like insane XP here. So he's gonna be able to probably ship a lot of good shipments here now in H3.
Yeah, he's just got to sort of survive until then. Otto's had a chance to get a couple batches of units out while they're in H3. And there's kind of a lot of exposed gathering going on for the France player. Yeah, even though these CDBs are so tanky, it's still going to be a lot of idle time, but he's choosing to just fight it. I guess he has a great awareness of what he can do. And
I mean, imagine if we did see Cav Archer first and Spy coming in now, like that would be just a perfect mode. But now because he knows the Spy are already sent, I think he feels quite safe just staying there with the vills.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Spahi thing was, in hindsight, could have been ordered differently. And it looks like there's enough Skirm Goon right now to push Ottoman back. Are those veteran Abus? I can't tell with their skins. No,
Nope.
not yet.
2
Getting
Falcons
that
coming in
tech
as
in
well
now.
now.
Yeah. That's kind of an early 2 Falc. I mean, maybe not. He's got a lot of Cav Archer to support it. That lets him get some like siege pressure down.
Yeah, I think France is fine here if he just makes a lot of goons. And we do see Vet Abus coming in now, actually, so now he has it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a real close game. I'm not sure which player I'd rather be right now. Certainly France, like squeezing in 3 different or 2 additional trading posts in H2 has really helped his XP curve.
Yeah, I think Phoenix as well getting upgrading the trade line, actually, probably on the left side, I would assume. So that's gonna be like a huge buff.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I love seeing Stagecoach. I think Haza had this little nickname for me, like Sir Stagecoach, like back in the day. Because anytime I joined a Twitch chat, I would just behoove the streamer to get Stagecoach because it's
Yeah, you can never go wrong with the Stagecoach.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, he does see.
Exactly.
This is huge, actually, seeing these villagers here. So he knows he's gonna go
Yeah,
for that mine.
the power of the mid-map spy. Boss really makes great use of it.
Yeah, I think he probably brought the CDBs though, probably to just use them in the army, so it's probably fine being seen here.
But the Falcons are gonna, just pick one off. The Mabur though going down, so second time that the Mabur has gone down. We'll see if he just immediately trains another one or not. I think he might. There
Yeah,
he
he
is.
does.
It's in queue.
Yeah, just so good just having that one around. I mean, a lot of line of sight here from Phoenix. I like how he's getting like all of the native TPs, just like he sees a lot of the map, and yeah, I just really like it. He doesn't see that coin mine though, so hopefully he finds it now. Yep, gotta find that. That's really big. 2
Yeah,
Falcons
uses
now,
his
so
gamer
it's gonna be a
sense.
Falc trade here probably. I mean, this might.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. Oh, he doesn't fold them out. Oh, that was close.
Boss is waiting for artillery combat here. I don't know if that affects Falconets or not. It looks like he's just gonna go in. Ooh, and great, he baits the shot from the Falconets onto actual units. But
Yeah,
for some reason,
shut off.
one of the Falcons lived at like 1 HP after they got shot twice. So kind of a really strange, bizarre 2 Falc contest there. But I think Ottoman's coming out ahead. I mean, there are just as many
Yeah, the
Aegis gunners as
guns are just so good, yeah. And I think the difference there was really the Aegis guns were able to just shoot that cannon, and they can just make the trade work really effectively. So well played there by OnlyBaus. I mean, yeah, just using Aegis really effectively there.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at how well that fight went for Otto. I mean, just totally crushed it, and Phoenix resigned, which is kind of a surprising start to the series, maybe. I don't know, with Boss being the underdog and coming out with the win in game 1. However, he has used his strongest Civ, kind of by far. So we'll see what that means for the rest of the series. But really well played by him. I mean, he's kind of faced that like a little cheesy with the husk spam, but he didn't get too flustered, kept his cool and just kind of
I mean, it was
autoed it
a
out.
really nice start, actually. It was a really weird start that really worked out well for him, I think. And he had like good economy behind that, so maybe he didn't need to force that fight. Maybe if he could have stayed back a little bit longer, maybe he could mask some more units. I don't know. Interesting there.
Yeah, very interesting. Can we get a military pop timeline? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Phoenix probably just lost a little bit too much army there when he was aging. Like that window, it was like he was really down there in military, and he never really caught back up, it feels like. Okay, so looks like the picks are in, and we got a Ports versus France. This is an interesting matchup. I mean, we haven't seen too much ports in the previous games, the series, I feel like. I mean, they are quite a strong civilization, of course. I mean, that civ bonus is just insane, like getting free TCs. But at the same time, France is like one of those civs that can really keep up with the economy, right? With the CDBs.
Yeah, really, really interesting matchup. So the important thing to note is because Boss won, so he locked his Civ first for this game too. So Boss chose France, and Phoenix countered with Port. I gotta say, I mean, I feel like I kind of like Port a little bit on this map and this matchup on Saguenay. Ports just seems like a really strong Civ, and unless you're playing something like, I mean, traditionally I would think Spain does all right versus Port because the Rodoleros just like really kind of punish Skirm Goon compositions.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
I think his thinking is probably that, you know, ports, you need siege, right, to kill ports, and France is one of those civs that wants to skirm goon, and they want to keep their mobility, maybe not add too much falc. So I think in that sense, it can be a good matchup, a good position to be ports in.
yeah. There's just, as always, like so many ways to play these games. And part of the fun with AoE3 is like theory crafting. And also part of the fun of watching is just like having no idea really exactly how these games will play out. It'll be interesting to see if the summer or the winter version spawns.
Yeah.
Again, Phoenix is like pretty standard player. I don't really think he goes water. But back in the day, actually, so this is some lore. Back on Legacy, Phoenix was like a pupil of Revnak, where he only played Port on Florida in lobby games with like Revnak in voice chat, I think, telling him how to do it. So he has this like these water roots that he can maybe go back to if he wants.
Yeah, maybe that's his thinking. Maybe he thinks that maybe he's hoping for the summer version, and maybe we'll see some crazy water play. I mean, I would love to see that.
Yeah, it would be fun. There's also always the trading post that can spawn either vertically in the middle or sort of horizontally, and that can kind of affect if you want to go stagecoach or not. You kind of prefer like the vertical TP spawn and just like secure mid map. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when both players add Kree CDB into their builds too.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Ports is like one of those civs, you know, since they already have all the TCs, they can kind of struggle for food, especially if they're making military as well. So I think the Kree won't help them as much. I think France definitely benefits more from the Kree settlement.
Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment. It's so hard for Port to get all the resources to batch all their bills and enough army. But somehow Chef Sudiste does it every single game.
Yeah.
Like haunted by playing him on ladder. His ports just feel so strong.
Yeah. And we got a lot of theories here in the comment section. Some people say take the TP line and just like keep up with the eco ports. I mean, maybe that's an option for France.
Yeah, this is what's so fun about Tournament Age of Empires 3 is you get all the old heads in chat, right? We got Haza and King of Osmane theory crafting a European Civ matchup on a map that's been around for years and years and years. And you know, nothing's ever set in stone. And that's what's so fun about waking up on a Sunday and watching some AoE3.
Hey. So looks like we get into the game now. So now we're in the second game of this best of 7. It's the round of 8. We got here on the right side of the map, we got Phoenix playing as the Ports. He is up against playing as the red, OnlyBaus playing as France. This is, of course, the summer version of Saguenay, so we could see some water play. It's going to be really interesting here to see what decks they pick. I mean, I think actually, surely Phoenix could go for water here.
Yeah, he could if he wants. We'll just have to keep an eye on what deck he chooses. He's built a house with his starting 200 wood, so not going trading post and chopping for it or anything. And he picks up that early wolf treasure, so I think he wants to harass this French hero.
Yeah,
for
that's gonna
sure.
be
That's what
really
he
nice
does.
getting damage in there. Yeah, this is gonna be really nice. And I mean, I think my prediction is I think we're gonna see water play from Phoenix, and I think OnlyBaus gonna play like a anti-water deck surely, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see kind of how this age one goes out. There's there's so much stuff to do. Like it seems deceivingly simple age one, but you have to, if you don't already have your game plan, you have to have it now, or come up with it. You have to choose your deck. Sometimes you want to wait to choose your deck to see what your opponent chooses.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to treasure, right? Like you have to do this pull trick with your Nat Scout when you get snared by Phoenix, who is a wolf. So there is sort of a lot going on, but it looks like France is going to go for a 12-10. It's a versatile strat no matter what. And he
a
has
nice food treasure for Phoenix there as well, so that's gonna help him age up as well.
Yeah, that's great for him. And this is just like a classic kind of, ooh, Schooner's coming out. So he is going to go water, and this is a very water-heavy deck for Port with that card, Portuguese White Fleet. Each dock will create 4 fishing boats. Fascinating.
Yeah, that's an interesting card. I think we've seen that a lot more recently, and I've seen strategies where people go like basically in FF and start using that, or maybe even incorporate it later into the game and just spam down like 6 docks, and just get like a bunch of free fishing boats. So I'll be interested to see what happens there. But since you have schooners as well, I surely he's just gonna go for that and get a dock early. Yeah, it
Yeah, I
looks
think
like he's
so.
shopping so much wood there. So yeah, that's definitely it.
That's an interesting sort of like late or mid-game card though. Like if you can imagine there's a big water contest and you lose a lot of your fishing boats, that could be a great way to sort of repopulate the sea very quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Like if you have all the upgrades already for the fishing boats, I mean, for sure.
yeah. But I think Boss knows what's coming. He scouted the Ville posturing near the coast. He sees the Portuguese deck. He's going to scout this dock actually being built. And so now it's just a question of how to contest water. Like, what's the best way to do that? I don't know if there's a bona fide answer, really.
Yeah. I mean, he is chopping quite a bit of wood there himself. I mean, surely he can age up with the Caravel, right? I think France has the Caravel age up, don't they? The Admiral of the Sea.
I think so, yeah. You do have to age slow then, which means you make like 2 less villagers, and you have access to your age 3 shipments slower.
Privateer, yeah.
Oh, Privateer, actually. Whoa, that's kind of good, though.
Could be an option for sure. But I
could,
don't know.
it could.
He has a lot of wood here. I mean, I guess that was just the crate, so could be. Has a lot of options. Went for the Cree early there. That's nice.
He's building a second trading post. It looks like he's going to go this sort of old school route of just boom on land. I mean, H2O was sort of a big proponent of this back in the day. He would just like do a max boom on land and kind of wait for the resources on the water to run out. That said, I don't know how often he actually beat. Yeah, oh, the island docks, those are so fun to see.
Yeah, and this is interesting as well. Like, he's not opting to put his TC by the water, so deciding instead to put both TCs back in his base. I mean, that's gonna help defend his base if OnlyBaus decides to attack on land here. But I mean, it's gonna make the water harder to defend. So
it is, but I kind of like it. I don't know. I feel like you see the in-base TC a little bit more these days, and just sort of electing to defend water with warships and docks.
Yeah.
And this new good clubman that Phoenix got is being a real pest to boss. I think it will go down, but not without
It
taking
looks
off a
like it.
ton of HP.
Yeah, it looks like Phoenix is also grabbing the native down there at the bottom, and that's gonna give him like a really nice fish tech to get even better gather rate. So yeah, that's what he's going for. So really nice thinking there, utilizing the natives.
Yeah, that's an insane tech. I forget the percent. I want to say like 20 or maybe it's even 30 for 75 wood and 75
Yeah, it's very
coin, I
cheap.
think.
Yeah, it's very cost efficient.
Yeah,
Somebody
it's
that
basically
might
a
know
shipment for like a
says,
couple hundred res.
yeah, I think it's 15%. That seems to be the consensus in chat.
15, okay, yeah, that
But it's
seems
very
more
cheap.
balanced.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's just so cheap, which makes it so good, and it just stacks so well if you're already getting another one. And we do see Stagecoach there, so OnlyBaus opting to like go quite greedy himself to try to keep up, as opposed to just going for tempo, which is interesting. I mean, with the Cree natives and the Stagecoach, that might actually work.
Yeah, Haza in chat says it's kind of a good game plan. Phoenix making Hussars here might throw a small wrench in it. I think he's only going to get a batch like 3 out. Yeah, he gets 3. But when you have when you're expecting no pressure, you can get caught out a little like this. And so we could see a potential CDB kill, maybe like on a Hurtingville or something.
Yeah, especially considering the only military building it has is really the native TP, and obviously that can only build skirms. So Cav's gonna be actually quite good here in this position. Going for Cree tanning there as well, very nice.
Yeah, but it's so the Hussar scouted by Boss, which is really great by him. But I mean, you can just see like it was a small thing, but when Phoenix is approaching the base, he sent his hero down south and his wolf up north to try to like look for any outlier vills. He had the potential to see this one, but he didn't. But he might kind of come across it organically.
Yeah. I mean, he does see that carcass, so surely he goes for it. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, so that's one dead vill. I mean, it didn't have to happen, but it's not the end of the world either. And France is in H3 now, so he has it stable down and can start batching goons, and I think that makes him in a pretty good spot.
Yep, so going for coin there, his first shipment's kind of interesting.
I like it. I think that shipping 1k wood is overkill when you have Stagecoach. You can just put the TPs on wood. And also, he's been idled, so he can really only gather the food around his TC. So this coin is going to complement his macro really, really well. He'll have to probably trade to get some goons out, but after that, I think it'll serve his ability to mass really well.
Yeah, I just think he probably needs to make something work fairly quickly, though, because he wants to... I mean, he's down in eco here for sure with all those fishing boats, and I think he needs to do some damage soon, but we'll see what he does. I mean, he has the potential for Falx. Or could go for a frigate, would also be kind of nice here, I think.
Yeah, there's like one idea of contesting water, which is that you push land and sea at the same time. So like you get a land advantage, and you either pressure like the town centers or the docks, and follow it up with like a frigate.
Yeah.
It just seems like kind of late, but that's really great scouting by Phoenix. I mean, finding this dock being built, like he knows exactly what's coming. And he's on his way to H3 as well. So it'll be interesting if he tries to save this TC wagon and puts it on an island maybe, or just maybe nearer to the coast.
Yeah, I think he wants to put it near to the coast. That's what I would do at least. I will see if he actually gets away with it. Sending frigate now, so he's gonna have the dock there helping him. Maybe he'll build one as well. Yeah, so 2 frigates coming in from OnlyBaus. So opting to go quite aggressive on the water as opposed to on land. I don't know. Is that better than attacking full land here? Maybe.
I think so. I mean, I think these 2 frigates will do some good damage, because it's going to be hard for Port to really contest it, with the one being shipped and the one being trained, and also with these goons sort of running around.
Yeah, building a tower there, which is really nice, and I think Phoenix here invested quite heavily in the boat. I think he got even upgrades from the home city to get better gather rate. So I think all of these builds gonna be very nice. Yeah, the tower's just getting huge damage here. So this first frigate will have to go back and heal quite soon. And there's the potential for Phoenix just get his own frigate and actually protect this, I feel like. Yep, there we go.
Yeah,
Now
and
getting
this
a
could like
second frigate as well, yeah.
I know this could maybe be an overcommitment because Phoenix is going to be able to plop this home city flag on top of this low HP frigate. And okay, and it does go down. So, but Boss training another frigate here, so a bit of a back and forth on water. Meanwhile, what are the goons accomplishing underneath the town center? Just sort of getting some idle time in. The outpost does go down. Very fascinating. Both players are sort of taking turns trapping each other's frigates.
Yeah, I mean, I do think this probably pretty good for Phoenix, though. I think he rather wants to fight on the water here where he has multiple docks. So he does have a slight advantage in that. The docks can shoot and he can obviously train and pop units from them. So as long as he doesn't lose too much on land, I think he can probably take this water battle.
Yeah, I think so, but Boss really wants to commit. I mean, he's training another frigate. Do either of these players have improved warships in?
Nope,
looks like no.
Yet.
So we just have like naked frigate versus naked frigate. And
gonna go for
yeah,
another sniper. Actually, might get that frigate now. Looks like it.
Oh, he's
but
going
might
to,
lose
yeah.
one as well. Yeah, it's extremely close there. Doesn't get
just
it.
target the low HP one. No. Oh, there's 27 HP. But to chase it, I mean, he's also kind of. I don't.
So low right now, and there's a really high HP one there from OnlyBaus. So looking good for OnlyBaus. I mean, it's actually surprising how many frigates he's managed to just pump out behind this.
Yeah, power of land eco, because Port has 40 villagers idled right now, and they've had like 20 plus villagers idled for a while.
Yeah, there one goes down, and I think the other one's gonna go down here as well. So that's gonna be huge, actually.
Oh, I wonder if that was a slight miss micro. I think he used his broadside ability on the low HP frig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what Phoenix wants, he really needed that TC to be there by the coast. I mean, that would have made a huge difference in these fights, but fortunately, he didn't go for that.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, and it could kind of protect that wood line too. And your villagers are gathering a lot of wood when you go water, so I think it would have made sense. And Boss trying to hunt down this last frigate. I think he will get it, and then he needs to get out of there and heal up. 8 hit points, okay, and it goes down.
Yeah, and he's gonna be able to escape with this frigate as well, unless he forgets about it. I mean, only on 200 hit points right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really unnecessary. Oh, that's huge for Phoenix.
Yeah, now Phoenix has the frigate advantage. He's got this full HP one. Boss's goons are not quite sleeping, but trying to siege the Huron Nat post while he's adding town centers of his own. So he's continuing his land boom, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like all of those goons there on the land, they don't have the siege, or they probably couldn't really do too much. I mean, he was harassing, which is good, but Judge just didn't really do that much. And now Phoenix has same amount of goons. So yeah, I think it's looking very good for Phoenix. Actually, he survived the hardest part of the fish boom. So if he can just stabilize here on water, I think he's gonna be in a really, really good spot.
Yeah, but Boss is like really trying to double down on this water. And is that the one fishing boat being microed to try to block that frigate's path? That would be insane if that's what was happening.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, we do see improved warships and another frigate coming out from OnlyBaus, so this could be huge, actually. I don't think we have much of an answer from Phoenix, so he's going to be completely idle again. Again, I mean, surely he could have gotten another frigate out by then, but he went a little bit greedy and probably didn't expect another frigate there.
Yeah, I think this is looking good for Boss now, actually. I mean, he's 3 TC pumping Coeur de Bois. He still has, I think, a slight Dragoon advantage on land, and he has the improved warships advantage too on the water. So it's
Yep.
going to be really hard for Port to keep gathering, especially as these fish get used up on his half of the water. And yeah, Port is forced to ship Cassadors now just to sort of contest with the land mass, which is not really what he wants
Yeah,
to
definitely.
win the
And
water battle.
And I think OnlyBaus also got the upgrade for the warships in the port as well. So that's gonna be huge. So his boats are gonna be a little bit better here as well.
Yeah, a lot better.
Actually, I think he
I
could have
thought-
taken that trade. Like, surely didn't need to go back there. Maybe he's waiting
I
for
think he-
even more stuff. Adding a
maybe
second
to
dock
seal
there as
up.
well.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, he's got multiple frigates out. He can heal both at the same time. Has this like defensive outpost too.
Yeah.
Um,
Now we got ups for ports there as well in queue, so both were gonna have like double improvements on their warships.
Yeah. Both players going for the attack upgrade in the... Or sorry, Boss going for the attack upgrade in the dock. I thought iron plating is kind of what you want first, but I could be behind the meta. That improves the HP of the frigates. And he's getting pushed
Yeah.
back on land now, so I mean... now Port is up 2k score. Like, this is kind of a really interesting game.
Yeah,
Really
it's
close.
it's been really close. I mean, surprisingly close for them going for such like asymmetrical strategies. I mean, they're really like getting off that first like build part of the game, and now we're just doing whatever comes to mind, and it's just so interesting to see their choices here. But we do see 3 frigates there, and I think maybe that was like, I don't know why OnlyBaus went in with 1 boat there. Maybe that was a misclick, and I think that's gonna cost him a lot. Actually, he will definitely lose that frigate. Oh, surely
Yeah.
Phoenix will just go in there and get the final shot there.
Yeah, it's always hard to know when to commit in water fights and when not to. 2 Falcons comes out for France, and losing 1 frigate. Those Falcons, you know, did not get shipped to the outpost, and you know maybe that's good. Falconets kind of get bodied by frigates pretty hard.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it can easily be sniped by the broadside attack, of course. But they can be the difference in a very even fight like this. But now it's looking good for OnlyBaus again. He has the stronger ships right now. I mean, just a constant back and forth there. Phoenix pressuring the stagecoach there, which is nice. A Culverin, this will make a huge difference actually. I think the Culverin is exactly what he needs, and that will help against the Falconets as well. So this is like perfect timing.
Yeah, I mean, Boss shipping a fort, I think. I think that was him. Maybe it's the Portuguese player. Oh no, it must have been the Portuguese player shipping a fort. So I'm curious to see where this fort goes down. I mean, it could give him the potential to reclaim some space on the land.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, these 2 Falcons are out now for France, but
Do see
Portuguese
two
are
calls
too
though,
cold.
so
Yeah.
I mean, has he seen the Falconets? I don't think he has. Okay, so cementing the island there with the peninsula, I think that's really nice. And going forward with the, I don't, has he seen the Falcons? I don't know. I mean, if he gets a
know if
sniper
he
on the
has
Falcons, that
either.
would be so huge. Don't think OnlyBaus knows that he has calls yet. This is
This
gonna
could be a really
big
good
shot.
fight for
Yeah,
Port.
I think so. Yeah, this look okay. He does see the calls now, trying to escape,
It's
but
gonna
yeah,
be
he's
too
gonna
late.
get him. Yeah,
Yeah.
might get the
One
other one
goes
as well,
down.
even. Okay, no. That was close. Yeah, very nice fight for Phoenix, and now he can definitely contest the water. I mean, just the threat of the Culverins shooting at the boats is just so huge here. And the fort as well, so like really doubling down on the water control there.
Yeah, the fort is super defensive. I mean, I almost wanted to see it like a bit more mid-map, but
Yeah, I think
it
knowing
does-
if he knew how well this fight was gonna go, then he probably would have wanted to place it here by this TP, but I think he did the safe option and put it against the water.
yeah, and so that means that half of the water can basically never be pushed, but it's only really defending like 1 whale.
Yeah, and he's
and
gonna
so-
lose his cannons there potentially. I mean, the culprits are really exposed. I mean, this feels like
Yeah.
a big mistake.
There's just so much going on. He's trying to like navigate water at the same time. He's got exposed bills on this coin mine, and the scores are evening up here again. I mean, Phoenix has had this like slight 1K edge this whole game, but the game does really feel like it's on a razor's edge. And France is
no, for
almost
sure.
at max CDB. I mean, he's at like 71 here soon.
Yeah, I mean, France is just so scary when they get to this late game because obviously the quarterbar are just so efficient. You get a little bit more pop there for your units, which is just so huge. And also the fish is gonna run out at some point. The only fish that's really left is like the fish there by the docks from OnlyBaus. So I think it's looking good for OnlyBaus. He's survived long enough here. Once again, killing the frigates from Phoenix.
Yeah, great push on the water at the same time as this land skirmish was going on. And I'd love to see Boss's frigates pressure some of those fishing boats up north. Just like recognize where the exposed
where the
fishing
waves
boats are.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's really nothing defending them in terms of like outposts or forts, and that boat is really low HP too. But it's very easy to say what a player should do with this like caster's perfect information.
Yes, for sure. And this is so intense, like microing your organ guns, you're scared of culverins coming in and popping your units at any point, so it's just super intense for them. And we do see the H up there for OnlyBaus, interestingly enough, so go with the Tycoon, which is a very nice option, of course, into H4.
Yeah, I
I
like that. He's gonna have 2 shipments stacked, so he can go like very quickly into double factory, or choose to ship heavy cannons first for some tempo, and then follow it up with double factory.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing good damage on the land too. I mean, he's probably killed like 10 or 12 villagers just in this past couple minutes.
Yep. And I think we're gonna see an H up here for ports as well. Yeah, there we go. So the engineer. Very interesting, but yeah, it does feel like OnlyBaus is in a commanding lead right now, although the score is still extremely close. Like, look at that score. That is crazy.
Yeah, this is almost the point in the game where Port kind of, you know, they rely on their land boom now, because he's been making villagers from 3 TCs this whole game too. And now it can sort of be like who has the better late age 4, you know? Portuguese have, I imagine he has, what is that card that buffs organ gun
grape shots?
moves?
Yeah, grape shot, yeah.
Grape shot.
Oh, he
It's not
doesn't
in
have it. That's crazy. Oh, that's such a good card. Yeah, I do feel like that the organ play is probably the best option here, considering how much skirm there is from OnlyBaus. But yeah, very unfortunate not having grape shot here. He is building organs as well, so it looks like he wants to take into them. But he doesn't have a lot of coin. I think the biggest problem here, look at his macro. Like, he has so many villagers on wood and food, but he has basically no plantations. That's going to be a huge problem, and I think that's going to be, that's going to be what kills him in the end, I think.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. Boss did a great job of pressuring the whales up north, and without it, I mean, Portuguese really don't have safe coin mines. I mean, we see that stealth spy here from Boss again mid-map too. So funny. He gets a lot of value.
Yeah,
guard
into guard help. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's afraid of hand cav switch, but like, why would you? I mean, he has a lot of goods, but or maybe he just wants siege. I don't know.
I don't know how
there actually.
Is that a misclick? I really am not understanding guard help.
Super weird. And I mean, even going for the calls there, I mean, surely you just go for the heavies, right? Seems like a kind of odd choice. But I think he might catch out Phoenix here.
He's gone heavies. I like this play a lot, actually. He shipped heavies first and following it up with 4 cold. So he's going for tempo.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be a really nice play when your opponent, you know, because Phoenix is going double factory right now. So there's going to be like several minute window here for France to get a lot of damage done.
Yep. Yeah. I
potentially.
mean, if we can switch the perspective to Phoenix, it'll be interesting to see if is he trading culverins here. He's taking into organs and getting monitors. I mean, monitors is nice, but I feel like he needs coals right now. He has so much food stacked. He just needs to like sell so much food and just spam out a batch of culverins, I feel like. Might
these
actually
heavy
catch
cannons.
this.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
this is huge. This is so huge.
Oh no, bro is
Oh,
not
what a
careful.
mistake there.
Oh, this feels so bad. Boss has been playing this so well all game, and then it's not the
Yeah,
end of the
doesn't
world.
lose
Okay, the
too
skirms
much.
are in position,
Okay. Yeah,
but
really big mistake
yeah.
there for sure. And it'd be
Oh, this
interesting to
artillery
see
foundry
what
might go
these-
down before any culverins get out of it.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, very nice. They're like pushing the artillery foundry person. This is why it's so important to build your artillery foundry like furthest back of all your military buildings, because it's like if you need culverins and you lose your artillery foundry, you're in such a bad spot. We do see a lot of culverins there though for some reason in the middle of the map. I guess that's the shipment from OnlyBaus, so.
Yeah, that would have been the 4 he shipped. And, I mean, they will come in very clutch right now if he can move them on top of the skirms, which are taking a lot of volleys versus the organ guns and kind of sleeping with this mass. Ooh, and the monitors getting
Yeah,
a shot
that's
onto
big.
the heavy cannons, and dragoons coming into melee to finish them off. What a kind of swing by Phoenix there on the land.
Very nice. Yeah, I think the difficult thing now is just dealing with the skirms, honestly. I mean, because the Coves obviously will deal with his organs, and then it's gonna be really tough, I feel like, kill the skirms. And he still doesn't have an... Okay, he did build the artillery foundry though, so that's nice at least.
Yeah, it's in the back, and he has 2 heavy cannons still left to ship. That'll surely be his next card. And Boss laying down the ugliest supremacy player walls I've ever seen. But they'll do their job, and yeah, still some more skirmishes here on the water, and Boss pushing out with the frigates now, and Port is getting very cramped here. This will be maybe like a deciding moment of the game. Can Boss use his units most effectively, or are these monitors going to get a lot of damage onto these culverins?
Yeah, and I think you can use the monitor long-range attack on artillery from your opponent. Isn't that right? So maybe that's something he could do against the Colves here. Or maybe already use that.
Yeah, I think they are just slightly out of range. Monitors got nerfed on DE from Legacy, or I think it was a carryover from the ESOC patch change. But they can be really effective versus culverins if they can get some shots on and get like.
There. But yeah,
they're not
gonna be able to achieve much. And there we did see the monitor shot, so that was really nice. Yeah, going down to like half HP on that one. Minutemen being called there, but they're not gonna be able to do much. Yeah, those skirms are just being a menace here.
Yeah, but the skirms getting out of position, like engaging the heavy cannons without cold support. The warships in the fort are also getting massive damage there.
And a very nice snipe there of the culverins as well. Like that was a really good trade there for Phoenix, but is it gonna be enough? I don't know. He's losing his water altogether meanwhile while this is happening, and losing the heavies there as well. I think it's looking bleak here.
I think so, but Boss has 28 idle villagers and has run out of sort of macro. I mean, he's got no food income. And ports have, I think, are gonna have the stronger reinforcements. He has a crap ton of food. He can market trade, automatic macro market something, and
villagers coming out now to kill the culverins. I mean, this might actually work. I mean, he's building so much range cav, and he's like fighting pure skirms, so it's just such a bad trade. But like you said, he does have good eco, but the question is it gonna be enough here?
What does the water look like? I mean, I think France still has a couple frigates left. So, I mean, water's almost a wow, 15 HP monitor getting out of there alive. I mean, so it's almost like land versus land here, and France is just sort of converting over to plantations and mills.
Yeah, it looks like he just built a bunch of mills, because now it has 41 mills there on foot. I think if he transitioned just a little bit earlier, I guess he was like very occupied there with the push. But that set him back a little bit, but I think he's going to be able to take this now. We also had the stagecoach upgraded with the with the train as well. So I think OnlyBaus is just looking really good here in this position still.
The game is, I mean, it's 30 minutes long and somehow it's dead even. It feels like we're just starting a treaty game here, where both
Yeah.
players are more or less max eco.
Isn't there like a huge card with the Huron where you can get like a shitload of mantlets when the game goes to like 30 minutes or something? That could be.
Yes. It's nerfed now to be maximum 15, but it used to be
Right.
30,
Yeah.
which was like game changing. But 15 is still insane.
Yeah, I think that would be really good in this position. I mean, just harassing here on the side on the land would be so good. Like just getting a bunch of them right now.
Yeah. And it's just like, wow, what a close game. I kind of wanted Boss to stay on coin mines a little bit longer, but he's decided just to go for the estates.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, if you look at the Phoenix perspective again, I think he had like so much food. Yeah, he has 10,000 food here. That's crazy.
oh my god. I wonder what the rates are. What?
Does tap out. Yeah, I think he's just had enough. His macro just wasn't that good at the end, and I think that just killed him. I think he needed more plantations earlier. But what a game!
What a game. Holy crap. The ending really surprised me, but I guess I wasn't appreciating how suffocated Port was in his own base. I mean, really getting pushed back, had no space. Even
Yeah, I
with
think he
the
was struggling so much. Like he couldn't place plantations, and he didn't have all the production buildings he wanted, and he didn't have the coin. So probably just had enough of it, and he felt like he was crammed there on the water as well. I think.
Yeah, what a huge game for the series, though. I mean, Boss coming out with this. I mean, he's up 2-0 now, which is so much different than 1-1, and it was on a game where Phoenix got the counter pick. So Boss is in
Yeah,
a
that's
great
crazy.
spot now to counter pick Phoenix next Civ. And I mean, what a momentum shift too. Like if you play a 30-minute slog like this game where your APM is stressed on land and water, and you don't come out on top, I feel like that's a real blow to your own personal psyche.
Yeah.
We'll see if Phoenix can recover.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such an interesting game, and I felt like there was like this window where it was looking really good there for Port with Phoenix there, but yeah, I just couldn't really. I think he just couldn't really secure the water. I think if the TC was near the coast, it would have been played out very differently, and I think that was ultimately the thing that killed him. He just couldn't get enough frigates there to really protect his fishing boats.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Civ picks for game 3. It's going to be OnlyBaus Dutch. So Phoenix locked India, and Boss is countering with Dutch. Not the Civs I was expecting to see.
Yeah, I mean, kind of an odd counter pick here. I don't know, does this even counter? I mean, maybe he just feels confident, like maybe just picking a Civ he feels confident with. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you almost expect Phoenix to go Brit. It's his main squeeze. This is a no TP map where Brit excels.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You know, he wants to get himself back in the series, but I guess he's saving it for if he goes down 0-3 or something.
Yeah.
And Boss choosing Dutch over Russia. I kind of expected Russia. I think he even played this exact. Hold on, let me check my notes. Okay, no,
surely
Phoenix.
Russia is good here in this matchup. I do feel like that's a good matchup.
Yeah, I thought so, but Phoenix was a player who played Russia versus I Am Turks India, and he got a win with that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Dutch is. I mean, this really changes the dynamic of the matchup. I feel like Dutch isn't really aggressive, so you might just see like dual competing economic
Yeah.
builds, or maybe India goes aggressive with an Agra and
Yeah, I
300
think
export.
India going aggro here is quite good. I mean, he can take a lot of map control, and if he plays it well, he can get Dutch really stuck there into a corner, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I guess India. So the map is Grand Chaco, which has these pairs of llamas that spawn around the map. And so India does have a kind of livestock advantage with that, you know, they trickle experience.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
right.
could be a factor for choosing to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. At the same time, it feels like the livestock for India is like, it's not game changing in any way, but yeah, definitely a small boost there.
Yeah, you're right. Doesn't change the game. And man, this is just such a weird matchup. I feel like it should be Dutch favored, but I play it versus Frontline and he ships 2 sea jellies and he has like the Mansabdar Gurkha, and it feels like I can never really quite match his skirm count. And he's
Yeah.
just sieging my banks, and it can be really awkward if that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I do feel like you said, a play into siege jellies early can definitely be the play in this matchup. Just having access to very mobile siege that early can just be devastating versus Dutch. They like get stuck and can't really get up to H3 in time.
All right, looks like we're loading into game number 3 in this best of 7 in the round of 8. Boss currently up 2-0 and it's a sort of maybe surprising early lead. And we do see in the southeast of the map spawning the color red, Boss with Dutch versus Phoenix in the color blue in the northwest playing India. Yeah, very interesting. And splitting up the monks to try to spot
very
these
nice early,
llamas.
Yeah, he's just gonna get a lot of livestock there. Very nice. I mean, it will be interesting to see if he gets the wood to build that. What is it called? The sacred site where you put the llamas. Sacred field. Yeah, that's it. We'll see. I guess it depends on how many llamas he actually gets. 4 already though, which is very nice.
Yeah, 4. I don't know if that's enough to warrant that.
Probably not. Yeah.
That's doing a good job, you know, kind of snagging 2 of these. I didn't see how many spawn. I thought 8 spawn in total, but 6 total. Okay, so
not very many spawning.
yeah, but you know.
Hello?
Oh, okay, it is 8. So okay, 4 for each player. Very, very fair. Excellent scouting by both. And what are the interesting treasures? So Dutch is going to be picking up 100 food. That's huge. And I think India is going to work on a wood treasure. Am I remembering that right? What's this one? No, 100 food also.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice. I mean, wood would have been even better, I think, but still a nice treasure nevertheless.
Yeah, mirrored age 1 so far in terms of llamas and treasures picked up.
Yeah. I mean, it will be interesting to see what India goes for, if he decides to put like an aggro in the middle, or if he goes for the Kanimata FF. I think both could be really good options. I think both have big potential against Dutch.
Yeah, I do feel like if you're playing Dutch and you just play standard with like the 400 wood age up, and India does their age 2 timing with 300 export, and then they get, you know, the delis, and then they ship 4 soars and they sort of go in with a lot of units, that can be difficult to hold.
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll see if, okay, I think we are seeing an aggro villager go forward here for India. So whether or not it's a rush, he will have some map control.
Yeah, I think that is a nice decision. And I mean, even if he doesn't close the game here in H2, if he managed to like hold this position, he can have the potential to just starve out Dutch sooner or later. Because I mean, the hunts are quite far away on this map, and there's not really any natural barriers here to help protect you. You don't have a lot of wood either, so yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tough. It looks like Dutch is actually herding in this forward hunt very early, so I like that play from OnlyBaus. Very nice there. Yeah, to see that there's a villager here on that wood line. I think he just herded back this hunt here.
Yeah, I really like that too, because it was kind of walking away from him. And we haven't seen it from Phoenix yet, but sometimes Phoenix has been known to be a bit of a back herd enjoyer on the ladder. He says he has like only certain ethical rules for this, like only versus certain civs or certain players. but it's something that he's not entirely opposed to, and maybe Boss kind of knows this as well, and thinks I should really get these hunts herded in early.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, but nevertheless, very nice they're getting all of these hunts in, and I think the food department is looking really good here for Dutch. He's gonna have food for quite a while there, so very nice made. And he actually does scout the aggro as well, so that's really big. So he knows that there's gonna be probably units coming quite soon.
Yeah, the nice thing about Dutch though is that they age so fast. I mean, I think they age like a villager early than most European civs, and India ages slow, especially with only one villager on the Wonder. So it gives Dutch some time to set up. And treasure contention, India's gonna get that, but his monk could be snared, but Boss sleeping a little bit.
Yep. So we do see maybe some units in queue now. I bet we're gonna see some Sepoy here, right? Yeah,
Oh
looks
wow,
like it. The Swords.
so are first.
Gurk actually. That's very interesting.
I'm almost tempted to say, not to be like an armchair psychologist, but like, is Phoenix tilted? I mean, choosing India and going for Soar first is like such a classic. Oh, I've just lost 2 close long games. I'm just going to like bull rush my opponent.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it can work quite well because it can really force the pikeman shipment, from OnlyBaus here. And I think if he manages to force that shipment, that's really nice. Unless he loses them all to TC Fire before that, we'll see.
Oh, the timing's really awkward with this bank going down. I think he will lose a bill.
Yeah. Yes, gets a bill there. Very nice.
Bill goes down, but just researching Greatcoats and probably TC Fire on the Soars if he is being aware of that. TCs and outplays do bonus versus Cal.
Yeah, so he's going a little bit greedy. They're going for 4 and longest away. It's gonna have like both wood trickles, which means he probably wants to do a little bit of a prolonged H2. He doesn't want to rush all the way in. And I don't know if that's going to be the play. I mean, the risk is just Dutch here out-ecoing him, but we'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, he already has 4 banks down and shipping pike. So he's holding this pressure nicely while investing in the economy behind.
Yeah. I do feel like, though, the Source shipments here kind of caused him to send the pikes, and I feel like that's okay, like trading those shipments against each other. Obviously, Dutch wants to send in wood and other shipments to get more banks, so I feel like that's nice. But he doesn't have too much mass here. It's just not looking that scary here from India. So I think OnlyBaus is in a good position, actually.
I think so too. I mean, with this next batch of 5 skirms, I think he'll have the skirm advantage. Just needs to be careful not to lose villagers. And to keep these pikes alive. They're such a valuable resource for Dutch because it's so difficult to get the wood out to make them yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
And we might even see Minutemen top here.
Yeah.
No, he's...
Yeah. Phoenix just getting a little bit too comfortable there, maybe even. I mean, he doesn't really have enough units to really do any damage, so it's a bit unnecessary to stand under the TC Fire for that long. I mean, he needs just way more Gurkha, I feel like.
Yeah, it's getting batched now. I mean, 300 export coming down. Where's his consulate? Okay, it's being built here. At the same time, Phoenix has done a nice job, like, not losing too many units. I mean, these players are just sort of like trading back and forth. He is causing a lot of idle time. And it'll just kind of come down to the 300 export timing and whether Dutch chooses to stage 2 or not. I feel like I've lost this type of game a lot as Dutch because there's like a window for me to age and I age up, but it's right when India is pressuring. And if you just stay age 2 a little bit longer, it can make things a whole lot easier for you.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to a lot like you said, if Dutch, when Dutch decides to age up, because he's gonna run out of food at some point. So preferably he wants to get up into H3 before he runs out of food. Now he's very lucky with that hunt actually, because it's kind of just walking towards his base here for some reason. That's just so nice.
Yeah.
He just walked like a really large distance, so he's gonna be really happy about that. But I think he needs to get up before, before he runs out of food. But I think he's gonna be able to do it now because he had the 700 coin coming in.
I think he's gonna absolutely want to age off this coin, and it just gives Dutch like a little bit of, or India a little bit of a window to punish something, which he needs to do because, frankly, Dutch is ahead in eco, and it's reflected in the score. But it's exactly what I thought would happen: is Dutch is aging, India's pushing, and like this is where the game's going to be decided. And Dutch still has access to Minutemen, which is huge, and he's going to call them.
Yeah, and I think if Phoenix just can pick off the pikeman here, then he doesn't really have a lot of options as far as anti-cav goes, and there's actually quite a bit of cavalry here from Phoenix. So I mean, there is the potential of just killing all these skirms with the swords, and swords do have multiplier against the skirms as well. They're really good at killing skirms if you can just keep them alive. Very nice defense here by OnlyBaus. I feel like he's just buying himself so much time here.
Yeah, really, really tense micro, and there's only 3 pikes left and still some cav alive. He has a shipment to send and a batch of skirms. Does he choose to complete the skirm batch or not? I think you do. There's no more cav left. And the shadow tech, okay, there's a couple low HP. But the shadow tech into vet is so massive right now for the Dutch player.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think he's in a great spot here now. India's sort of stacking a lot of res here, but he's choosing to complete his Gurkha batch, and he's training additional delis from the consulate, so he's going to stick this out in age 2.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're going to see a lot of skirmish reinforcements here. I mean, the question is, how does he get the anti-cav? Does he have a stable? I don't think he has a stable, right? Yeah, so, I mean, he's really locked into skirms now. The biggest danger here would be if he gets caught off guard here without any anti-cav.
Yeah, it might happen, but there's only 3. Oh, they're not called delis. They're rumalots, which I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. But oh, he's really extending.
Yeah, he does send the Tiger Claws here, though. That could be massive, actually. But yeah, running very far out with these skirms. I don't know why he's doing this. I mean, surely you wait for the ro8 shipment before pushing out.
He shipped skirms, though. Like, he shipped 8 skirm instead of Reuters, and the stable's coming down late. And I think Boss was just thinking that India was going to age up behind this and wanted to get the most out of his units. Maybe he felt pressured because he has lost quite a few vills. So he wanted to get some military trades going down, but yeah, shipping church card for the Red Lancer.
Yeah, it seems kind of odd to do that now. I mean, he has a lot of good military shipments. Is this really play? Escape with some bills there. That's kind of nice, though, being able to gather resources even if he's being pushed. But the mass from Phoenix here is looking quite scary, actually.
Looking really scary. The scores got evened up there pretty quick. And I guess Dutch just wants to go Reuter Red Lancer, but it's going to be really hard for him to get all those resources out.
Yeah, and getting some rush puts here as well, so he's going to be able to have some anti-cav probably ready. Maybe he is sensing that there might be something from some church tech coming in or something, and maybe he's scared of heavy cav.
Yeah, adding Rajputs I think is really smart.
Yeah, and the ASAPs as well is going to be huge, so he's going to have a lot of anti-cav, so I don't think Red Lancer is going to be able to do much here.
Oh yeah, this is looking really scary for Dutch. I assume he has a church up somewhere, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if we do see some scouting here from Phoenix. If he finds that coin mine there on the side, that would be so huge. Ooh, a side church. That's interesting.
Love that. Escaping the Ville and getting that sneaky church down. I mean, the Red Lancers are coming out. Is he going to bait with these Villes? Like, maybe you wanted to just keep them there.
Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't really matter because
this is going to be a huge pop. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, no.
He needs to keep these Reuters alive, though. And actually, the Rajput and the Azaps are sort
Okay,
of
that was actually
in a pretty
funny,
decent
yeah.
position. But two
Yeah,
Red
I think
Lancers are
could
connecting
have
with
been a
the
lot better
skirms.
there. Yeah.
Oh, India is actually totally fine. Couple rogue Red Lancers like attacking the hero, attacking the Delhi, and that's
Yeah.
going to be a massive
I
cleanup.
think he just placed the flag like a bit too much to the side. Like if it was more forward, he could have started connecting with all those lances directly, and that would have been so good. But yeah, what an interesting game. Feels a little bit like a throw there at the end, actually. But sorry, you lagged out there a bit.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna say, really, really tense game. Like you said, I think kind of just came down to like these sort of small decisions from Boss. I mean, like pushing out with the skirms when he didn't have any anti-cav.
Yeah,
And the Red
definitely.
Lancers not quite popping out on the skirms like you'd really want them to, but well played to
Yeah.
Phoenix. I mean, just kind of choosing to go all in on age 2, and that kind of pressure really can force your opponent to make those mistakes and makes it a much more difficult game for them to play than for you to play.
Yeah, and I do think like in the position, like when you're playing India and you see like Dutch aging up to age 3, it's really easy to be really scared and just like overcommit and lose all your shit. But somehow like Phoenix managed to like keep his composure, and he managed to like keep his mass up, and yeah, it was just really well played actually. I feel like.
Yeah, it was. Big kudos to Phoenix for bringing it back, and kind of showing the cracks in Boss's gameplay maybe a little bit.
Yeah. And maybe, perhaps it could also be like OnlyBaus. He obviously plays France and Ottoman a lot. I mean, Dutch is one of those civs that he doesn't play nearly as much. So maybe it's a little bit that as well, like not really knowing the civ like with the back of his hand like the other civs he's played in the other games.
All right, picks are in. Phoenix Lakota versus Boss Brits. And so that was Boss's pick. So Boss picked Brit, I believe, and Phoenix choosing to go Lakota instead of Amir, which honestly is surprising me.
Yeah. I mean, Amir would have made sense, obviously, since he's just really good with Brits. But I think Lakota is a really good civ against Brits, you know? Like, it's just so easy to contain Brits with Lakota. Having that early cavalry is just really nice to pick off bills and just choke them there in their base.
Yeah, I wonder if this game sort of clued Phoenix into like a meta strategy for the series and choosing to like use these civs which apply pressure to the opponent and sort of, you know, make Boss beat him, so to speak. Because I think with perfect play, if the map has good hunts, Brit is maybe a little favored. But it does feel, versus a good Lakota player, a very difficult matchup to play with so much of your economy often being exposed around the map.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if you play Brits in this matchup, it's definitely winnable, but at the same time, you need, like, so good micro, you know? You have to really keep an eye on all of your vills all the time, and you don't want to, like, leave vills in the TC and get idled, and then you have to, like, macro at the same time as, like, getting military out. It can be really hard to play. Meanwhile, Lakota is kind of just chilling, you know, running around, raiding, and just keeping them in their base.
Yeah, and I will say the map is Dakota, so that's you know, classic 4TP map. It's very stage coachable for the Lakota player, so we might see some sort of old school Sheckler build. It, you know, it used to be called the Sheckler build because Sheckler was just this, you know, unk who played only Lakota, and he would I think he starts out. Yeah, you ship 700 wood first and like stagecoach everything and train infantry units, and then ship like pretty much pure units after that. And it's a pretty scary timing.
Yeah, that could definitely be the play. And I mean, we have seen also that card, that gives you like 3 TP wagons there in H2. That's also a possibility for Lakota to just get like 4 TP stagecoach really early. But yeah, like you said, I mean, a lot of potential for Lakota there. In this matchup, though, I feel like you really want to send the Cav as early as possible there in H2, so you can like really start containing and killing Manorvilles quickly. But we'll see what he does.
Yeah, we will see. And we'll see if the game gets to this point where it seems like every time I watch Lakota in tournament, they like run around the map, they do these little skirmishes, and then suddenly, 18 minutes have gone by and they're in H3 and they click the Dog Soldier big button and they put 23 vills on the community plaza and buff all their units and they just crush every fight. and I think Brit needs to end the game before that happens.
Yeah, but I do also feel like similarly, I mean, if Brits can get a good infantry mass, they can really do something. Especially, I feel like if they get like a lot of longbows with musketeers defending, it can be really hard to deal with Lakota as the numbers grow, because it's hard with the pathing, and if there's buildings around, maybe they'll use walls. So I think that's a possibility as well, but we'll see.
It's one of those classic matchups where I'll play it from both sides, and I think it's a horrible matchup from both sides. Like every time I'm Brit, I lose to Lakota, and every time I'm Lakota, I get crushed by Brit. And it's just one of those. It's just one of those, So
yeah, whichever civ you play is like the one that has the bad matchup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Looks like we're just waiting for the game to load up. Really nice weather here where I'm at today, I have to say. Out here in Seattle, Washington, the sun is shining the first time in like 3 months, and it's just got me in a jovial mood. It's a good Sunday today.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, the weather is looking amazing here as well in Sweden. We had sunny weather all day. It's quite cold still, but I was just out on a walk earlier today, and it was fantastic.
Love that. Walking is so good.
Okay, so looks like we're getting into the game, everyone. And welcome everyone to this game in the round of 8 here. And we got a best of 7, and it's spawning here on the top of the map. We got Phoenix playing as the Lakota, and in the other corner here we got OnlyBaus playing as the British. A classic matchup here with the aggressive Lakota versus the boomy Brits. I mean, this map has a lot of TP potential. A very common map to play Lakota on. I feel like getting that stagecoach TP play could definitely be an option. So I'm excited here to see what they go for.
Yes.
Me too. And something to really point out about this map is how many darn food treasures are on it. A bunch, basically, is the answer.
Yeah.
And Phoenix is going to be picking up one early, and I think a second one here. And so now all of a sudden he has this, like, he could also fast age to age 2 and maybe ship 4 Axe Riders first if he has enough XP. Which could be very disruptive to the Brit player.
Could go for a steal here as well, actually.
Yeah. He notices it just now, but with the speed of that Lakota hero, he's going to be able to contest no problem. Oh, great for Boss. Managing to pick that up. That would have been really sad if he couldn't snag that.
Yeah, but I do feel like those food treasures are just very good, like you said, for Lakota. Better for Lakota than Brits, probably, just because they're more tempo-oriented with those Axe Riders. I mean, it would be interesting to see what kind of decks they go for. So quite standard 1v1 land, I mean, he does have a quite loaded H2 deck, so unsurprisingly, he's probably gonna play this out mostly in H2.
Yeah, I would imagine so. 2 Warhut card in there. Well, it's called Camp Movements, and it lets you pack up your buildings and move them, which is a very interesting dynamic. I don't know how useful it is, but just on its own, 2 Warhuts is a fine value
It's pretty
shipment to
good.
send.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just save a bunch of time there with them building that quickly. I mean, a lot of people who have that card, I think, usually goes for that as first deck and first pick. Actually, not opting for the Axe Riders. We might see that, but I mean, I think we're gonna see a lot of infantry here from Phoenix. Actually, not gonna go with the cav route. I feel like because he has so many infantry focused cards there in H2.
Yeah, and Citan Bowmen are kind of sleeper units. Maybe our producer Horsefeed would agree with that. You know, he's had some Citan only streams, but they have really high DPS against heavy infantry units when they can just sit there and shoot. And so that's something to sort of keep in mind. I mean, granted, they have that animation, so they can't really kite. But in a kind of like death ball composition, Citan can really shine with good micro.
For a TP there as well.
Oh yeah, no siege archery, so he can't go pure Citan in H3. Wow, what a horrible deck. Yeah, that's a real
But I
that's
do
a real
feel like
deck loss
Citan,
right
like,
there.
surely they're really good versus like any type of skirm or crossbow or anything. But I mean, it's Brits we're talking about, so we're probably gonna see a lot of longbows. And I feel like if there's one unit that can deal, like keep up with the damage output, it's gonna be longbows. So going for 2 forward builds there as well. So might actually build a war at and not sending camp movements.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Looking that way.
Yeah, has enough wood for it. Yeah, goes for it there. It looks like I think he placed it there in the middle.
Yeah, and Lakota builds a trading post in transition. Pretty standard stuff. Brit trying to spread out their manners for line of sight. That's also pretty standard. And 700 wood as the first card coming down for Phoenix. So this is Sheckler build style
actually,
stuff.
Yeah, so both going for 700 wood here. So yeah, definitely gonna be TP play instead of going for like that super early aggression. I mean, yeah, that could probably work out for him. I mean, so if he can get the stagecoach up early, maybe he can probably keep up with Britseeker for quite a while.
Yeah, exactly. Brit just like has to invest in units early, just because they're playing against Lakota, and so you can use that knowledge to your advantage and like do this quick inject of your economy with stagecoach. Give yourself like an automatic 4 bills all of a sudden at like 5.5 minutes, and basically I think from then on the game plan is to just contain Brit until they have to go out onto their next hunt.
Ready. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like probably just like containing Brits is probably going to be the strategy here. Just building a bit of a mass here, waiting for them to either run out of hunts or for them to trying to age, and that's probably going to be the perfect time to push in and just ooga booga style kill everything.
Yeah, exactly. And
we see
stagecoach
there, yeah, going for a raid. I mean, I don't think that's gonna achieve too much. You have Cetans coming on the way. Sees this, yeah.
Yeah, both players are just going to go back smartly. Well, Boss is, but he, gets some scouting, knows that Stagecoach is in, knows what his opponent is doing. And yeah, the question is like, I don't know, what's Brit's follow-up? Because it's very hard to push a forward base with a TP with just these musks. And
could pick up those units. I mean, it's quite interesting also here how we see like Phoenix, he went like full Cetan here to begin with. He didn't go for clubs or anything, just went straight into the Cetans. He's like the safer option. He knows that he can defend the TP line with the Cetans instead of trying to go for siege directly. So quite nice there.
Yeah, I'm following up with Great Hunter. So really investing in Eco right now, and kind of knows that he has that he can sort of walk under this Brit base without being punished. It's very unlikely that they have a stable up already. He scouts so many musketeers being made.
Yeah. Did he scout the stable there? Maybe not actually. Oh, he didn't
No.
actually. So that's kind of huge. Not seeing they might be caught off guard with that. He's training bow riders though.
Yeah, I think he's just used his gamer sense to realize that Brit has to be adding. What is that? Oh my gosh, the hero Duke. Duke just chilling on the edge, in the shadows. All right, deserting his
Yes,
post.
quite
But
interesting player. I mean, going for bow riders instead of going for the clubman. I mean, the clubman will provide a lot of siege that the bowman doesn't. They can kind of body block. So I feel like we usually see clubs here. So I mean, he won't have much siege, but maybe that's fine if he can just take a good trade.
I think Bow Rider's the better unit versus his composition. Muskuss does really well versus like Expo Pike, or variants thereof. And but Bow Riders are such a strong unit that we all
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
They've
they
been
definitely
nerfed
did
like
trade
several
well
times.
with Musk as well, I guess. So that's good thinking.
Yeah, and they have that melee resist too, which is really a nice trait to have versus
The first fight breaking out here, and quite ballsy here for OnlyBaus to go for the push here. It doesn't really have enough cav, I think, to deal with this. But it's gonna come down to the micro here. More sieging here, which is nice. More bow riders coming out.
Yeah, picks off a Bow Rider for free, which is great, but I don't know if he can stay here. Granted, only a batch of one C-Tan coming down, but yeah, these C-Tans are going to bury themselves in the trees, and they really just need to stand and fight here while the Bow Riders do damage behind,
Yeah.
but they aren't. They just keep walking, and so Boss, I think, is going to be able to pick up this War Hut.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like he just needs to stand with the Cetans and just allow the Husk to attack them, just so he can do damage with them, because they will just melt the Musketeers. Finally getting in some shots, but the Bow Riders are kind of in the completely wrong position here. Losing so many Bow Riders here.
Exactly. You want the Bow Riders and the C-Tans to be switched. I mean, the C-Tans should be up north, and the Bow Riders sort of blocking off the Husk pass. And all of a sudden, I mean, there's no anti-cav on the field here for Lakota, and still 4 high HP Hussars alive. And Boss is going to push this. He's bypassing the low HP War Hut, and is going to try to punish Lakota.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking really good for OnlyBaus. I do feel like he doesn't have to overextend here into the base, though. I mean, you should probably just settle for getting that forward buildings, but we'll see. Maybe he takes a bad trade here. I don't know. He is losing his cav, it looks like, up there by the TC, and once those go down, he doesn't really... The Musk can't really do much on their own.
Yeah, and the Tukolas are still high HP. They're going to be able to snare a lot of this. He's... Oh, yeah.
It's
just
hard to say who this
so
is much
for
here. Yeah, I feel like this is good for Phoenix, surely.
At the same time, though, it's giving Brit some like room to breathe, I think. And they have, 110 mana pop is still pretty good eco. Gathering unimpeded.
600 wood as well, or if you take a look at Brits. Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
So he's gonna struggle a bit to get the last mana, so he's gonna have to chop that.
Oh, all of a sudden, Lakota just seems to have like twice the mass Brit does, and you have to wonder, like, this is one of those hindsight is 2020 moments. If Boss would have just cleaned up the War Hut mid-map, and then just siege the stable.
Yeah, I think
maybe
that would have been a
picking,
play,
picking off the trading posts and like start gutting the economy, the Lakota economy, but instead, he wasn't really quite able to punish him as he thought he would.
Yeah, and I think just like somebody pointed out in chat, I think Brits are struggling for hunts now. With all those vills, they are just chewing through their hunts. Yeah, there's the last carcasses. He needs to go up there on the side, and that can be really dangerous with Lakota just lurking around.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like getting hunts out is so difficult here. I feel like when you're struggling with hunts like this.
Yeah, he still has a few minutes though. I mean, that hunt will get eaten up pretty quick, but it will give him, a couple thousand food or whatever. and trying to put pressure on this trading post. But I'm not sure who wins a fight if they take them right now. I think Lakota might.
Yeah, I think Lakota is still looking strong. Although he doesn't have that much anti-cav actually. There's like basically 10 hussars here or something, and doesn't have a lot of bow riders.
The addition of the longbows is really nice here by Boss, not just bodying into the 2-unit composition. They get just so much range to be able to pick off those bow riders. And
definitely.
Kind of a great little trade there for Brit. Manages to kill a TP and I think out-traded the units by a little bit. And he's just sort of has that window now before he runs out of hunt to be able to do damage.
Yeah, and we see him actually. Phoenix is actually building axe riders here. He does feel like there's probably not enough anti-cav, so that could be the play. Like, imagine like just going in with those. Could probably body block the hussars quite well here. I kind of like that play actually.
I wish Lakota had a TP. I think he does, maybe by his Warhead, I can't tell, to buff his unit stats. Or am I wrong? No, it's just part of the...
Yeah, that's true. That would have been a good placement there. Going for the Cheyenne
allies. And that's an anti-cav unit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly.
So that could really complement this mass a lot. He just needs to wait for that to pop, but it's going to spawn from this war hut.
Even more cav coming out. I mean, this is looking good for Phoenix. That is a lot of units now. If we do see the Cheyenne coming out here as well to reinforce, I think this is going to be a good fight. Though he is pushing like before they come in. Losing a lot of cav there. Yeah, I think the use of the Axe Riders there was not the best. They kind of just charged into all the mass. Once again, this is looking good for OnlyBaus, like.
Yeah, there's just not quite enough anti-cav here, and just fighting too early before the Cheyenne could come in. Needs to complete his matches here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, they popped from the town center. That is surely not what he wanted.
Yeah. Was it like that?
Wow, just like that. Boss is up 3-1. He's on match point in this best of 7. Showing, honestly, the Brit main kind of how it's done when Phoenix had the counter pick.
Yeah, very well played there, using the Musk Huss composition really well. I think he just got so much value out of his like 5 Huss there. Yeah, just not there really wasn't anything body blocking from Phoenix. I mean, just having something, to body block while the his ranged cav was shooting would have made a huge difference, but yeah, just didn't really go his way.
Yeah, great game by Boss to kind of come back. I thought it was looking a little dicey after he kind of committed under that town center, but I think he traded off his units well enough. And a great decision by Boss, I guess, in choosing how much to boom as Brit. Just going for 110 mana pop seemed to be like the sweet spot. He was able to double batch Musks and Huss later on. Yeah, Brits are just, a good civ, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Brits is like one of those civs that are like undeniably really, really powerful. I mean, their civilization bonus is just so good, but it also takes like so much skill to play them well, and I feel like that's why people don't really consider them OP or anything, because you really need that micro to really manage them well.
Yeah, I'm of the same boat, mostly because I'm a Brit main, so yeah, I'll just always say that they're the hardest civ to play because it makes me feel good.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, just imagine if we had like an incredible AI that could like micromanage every single unit in the game. Like, surely Brits would be like the most OP civ of them all.
Yeah, that's always such an interesting thought experiment. And yeah, I've thought sometimes Port could be like that too. I don't know, but Brit seems like it would be up there for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Be auto with Abyss guns. I mean, imagine a perfect AI microing Abyss guns.
Yeah, like not overkilling anything, just like perfectly split firing like every volley. That would be like so OP.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody saying Italy would be the best. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's a good choice as well. They seem like so unpunishable sometimes, their FI.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right, looks like we got Civ picks in. So Phoenix to lock first. He chooses Ottomans or Bottomans, and Boss choosing to counter with Germany. What do you think of this matchup?
I mean, interesting counter here. I mean, I don't know if I would have picked Germany in a counter here. Maybe just feels confident with Germany. I do feel like Ottoman is strong, honestly, here in this matchup. I mean, it's really hard to punish their FF, and I do feel like in this matchup, an FF is very good. I mean, there's no Falks to trade when you're playing Germany, which means that it can be really difficult. I feel like just deal with a classic Jan Falconet FF.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Ottomans just seem like such a, they're in such a strong point right now that I want to give the edge to them. And Janissary's a good unit. War Wagons are, they're beefy, but they require a lot of skill to use to micro
Really hard to
effectively.
mass, yeah. And then like once you get them out, it's really easy for Ottoman to just like ship Abus guns, maybe train a batch of Abus guns, and now your war wagons can't do shit. So
Yeah, exactly. There's also interesting H2 options for Auto because Germany is really a civ that feels at home in H3. But it can be, if the Ottoman player decides to put a lot of pressure in H2, it can be difficult for them to ever reach that stage.
yeah. Yeah, especially like if they go like for H2 pressures, they might start Jan, they can go Abus, and there's like really no two Falks to like counter that composition effectively early H3. So definitely an option there for Ottoman.
Yeah. Let's see. And the map is Sud. Am I saying that right? Or is it Sud? Sud? Sud. My American pronunciation coming through. But yeah, pretty standard map. We'll take a better look at it once we load in and talk about it in Age 1. But there are TPs there, so that's going to be good for both players.
Yeah. And I mean, like somebody said, it's weird that Phoenix hasn't played Brits, actually. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because Boss is on game point. So, like, you really don't want to lose this one because then you don't even get a chance to play your best civ. I mean, I think we can confidently say Brit is Phoenix's best civ. And
yeah, without a doubt.
so interesting that he doesn't lock that as his first pick, but maybe he just has a very high opinion of Ottomans right now.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he thought about, maybe there's something about this map that he wanted to play Ottoman on this map. I don't know.
Are some nice juicy XP treasures.
Yeah, that's right.
Not...
The treasures with the hippos. Yeah. Yeah, those are just so huge.
Psionic pointing out, though, this is a good point. So the last map in the series is a no TP map. It's the last remaining no TP map. And if Phoenix wants to win, he has to reverse sweep, like period. Like he has to go to game 7. So if you're thinking in terms of winning the series rather than just like winning the next game to keep yourself in it, it does make sense that he's kind of saving his best civ for last.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so let's get into the map video. We actually do have a map video for this one.
Freshwater wetlands, a vast area of floating vegetation, home to hippos and crocodiles. Players spawn on their own island on either side of the swamp, near a trade route that bisects the wetlands. Sudanese tribes inhabit the edges of the marshes, try to secure control over the central island to gain an edge over your opponents.
Okay, welcome back everyone to this round of 8th, and we're looking at a interesting game here. It's gonna be Phoenix spawning here with the Ottomans in the right, or in the, I guess I'm saying it wrong, it's the left side of the map actually, and we do have OnlyBaus in the right side of the map, spawning with the Germans, and this is actually gonna be a match point here, so OnlyBaus has a really good potential here to take this game, and Phoenix still hasn't played Brits, which is kind of interesting, but deciding to go for Ottomans on this map, which is an interesting choice. He might want to do some TP play here. I mean, there are big XP treasures on this map, so there's a lot of potential there as well. We do see Phoenix going for that early TP. I think he's going to go for a church as well. That is the standard play these days. Yes, definitely go for that. I mean, you can actually go for the like big XP treasure with the hippos immediately. I've seen people just use the first crack on that, but he's not gonna do that. Maybe thinks it's a little bit too risky. Going capitalism first card instead of the 3 bills. And the deck looks like a very standard Ottoman deck. So a lot of potential here for H2 play. Could definitely be H2 play as like a loaded H2. Meanwhile, from Germany here, we do see a kind of a standard deck as well. Have some Mercs in H3 and potential for the Winged Hussars in H4 and some H4 play as well. Lots of Cav upgrade cards, so probably gonna see a lot of Ulans and War Wagons here. I mean, it was a counter pick here by OnlyBaus playing as Germans, which is kind of interesting actually. I mean, I don't really feel like Germany counters Phoenix here, which is so it's kind of an interesting choice. We do have the explorers finding out each other, of them just scouting this side of the map here. OnlyBaus not really gonna find too much here in this corner. Phoenix going for this treasure right here. It's gonna be a coin treasure, aging up with the naturalist. So I believe that is the 2 vills and the cow. So quite a greedy H-up. I believe that H-up is quite popular when you're going for the H2 pressure, like you want to cement your economy. I bet we're gonna see like a forward Rex there on the island. Would be really surprised if we don't see that, but we'll see. Chopping a lot of wood here behind this. Sending villagers as well now. Building a house so it's not pop capped. And I wonder, are we seeing any forward vills? Not yet, so maybe we'll see that in a moment. And now going for that really big XP treasure, so crackshotting the first one. Now, you really don't want your opponent to steal this treasure. I mean, if they steal this treasure, it's just really, really rough, and because this will just give you like an instant shipment. And yeah, we do see the walls coming up here for OnlyBaus, and we do see some maps spinning around here. Planets is just spinning right now. They're
Wow.
back, so so definitely
was-
very defensive play here.
That was really cinematic. I felt like I was, in a
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, for sure. Whoa, okay, what's going on here? So Otto is building the Sudanese trade post?
That's very interesting, actually. I mean, what can you get from that? I guess you can get the Red Sea wagon trade or whatever it's called. He might use that to get his racks up, actually. Because we don't see any forward villas. I think he's gonna do it, actually. I mean, that could
Wait.
actually be a really big brain play here.
He's really cooking with this. So he ages with the 2 vill 2 cow to give himself more economy. He has shipped both 3 vill and capitalism. And now following this up with 700 wood. So I think we are going to see like a big H2.
I mean, maybe he planned this all along, actually. You know, he picked Ottoman even though he had the Brits left in his roster. And maybe that was because he was thinking about this build. Like, I mean, in that case, that would be so big brain. And getting that really nice treasure there with XP is going to be huge. I mean, if he can grab both, that would be even better, like with some early jans.
He's absolutely going to be able to get both. And this Mabur is going to cement that,
Yeah. I mean, there might be Ulans, though, from OnlyBaus.
That's
so
true. Yeah. That's true. Okay, let's see what military buildings these are going to be. They're going, okay, I thought they were going to keep going forward, but we see 1 barracks and 2 barracks. So
Yeah. I
2
just
barracks
double
jam.
Jan. Yeah, I
There
think
we
that
go.
makes sense. And Crossbow's coming out here from OnlyBaus, so he knows he's gonna be rushed. He hasn't scouted the forward racks or anything, but he is just so confident in the H2 rush that he's like queuing Crossbows immediately.
Yeah, that he is. Maybe he knows how Phoenix likes to play this matchup or likes to play autos, but the Mabur is going to come out here and
Yeah,
kill
that's
that
such a
German
nice
hero.
pickup. And we do see Ulans coming in now towards the base of Phoenix as well. But I think he's gonna see that quite early with the market there at the edge. So I think that will probably be fine.
I have to say, I really like this build from Phoenix. I think this is so smart.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely feels prepared.
yeah, definitely. I really like this as well. And especially if he goes for the XP treasure. Like, I imagine taking these gems for a little detour and just getting that 190 XP as well. That would be huge to just get the next shipment in. But I think he's gonna go for pressure instead. So the Delhi's coming in now. It's gonna be really nice timing here with another batch of Jans as well.
Yeah, I'm curious. Okay, I'm curious to see how many Jans Phoenix gets out on his next batch. 9. Yeah,
Ooh,
so this
that's
is a
nice.
good ass build because normally with like 3-vil capitalism, 5-vil, you get 10 Jans out and then you get like maybe 7, kind of 6. So the
Yeah.
follow-up from this feels a lot stronger.
Yeah, and it feels like OnlyBaus is just in such a difficult situation here. Like, defending with crossbows is just so difficult versus Jans. I feel like Jans just really do so much damage. They just never seem to die.
Yeah, and the wall goes down before the crossbows can even really get a shot off, and the 3
Villager being
delis
killed
following
there as
this
well.
up. With the
Minutemen
quick
being
wall and the
called.
Minutemen. Yeah, gonna push him back.
Yeah, very nice attack there. I mean, causing the Minutemen there is really nice. Just staying back now after that. Let's decide to push in here though. And he probably can actually. I mean, there's basically no anti-cav and there's even more Jans coming in. I mean, this is just looking so difficult to deal with from OnlyBaus' perspective.
Yeah,
Those
there's
Ulans
certainly
just getting
room.
wrecked.
The Janissaries can just march in here, and the threat of Minutemen has already been used up. Idling all of Germany's eco now, and like 8 crossbows will probably take 10 minutes to kill this many Jans. And they're running into the corner of the map, like they don't have any additional room to kite.
Yeah, and I mean, Jans, they just move forward. That's what you do with them. Just move forward and you win.
Yeah, like they are trading like better versus their supposed counter unit right now, and this just feels batch of 3 crossbows. Like this feels really rough for Germany. Meanwhile, Otto is still batching like 9 Janissaries behind all this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to take good trades with crossbows early in the game like this feels just really difficult because it's just so hard to actually kite them and get like enough to actually one-shot a Jan.
Yeah. That said, 8 crossbows is kind of holding things together, and Germany really wants to age up. If we look at his macro, I mean, stacking 900 food and 800 coin. But just, you know, trying to gather enough resources to get that in queue while microing these crossbows.
Gonna lose a settler wagon there, I think. Looks like it. Oh, maybe not actually. Only lost a normal bill, I think.
Yeah, just a normal bill. And this is really tense now. Another normal bill going down. Can Germany get the resources in? He's still training villagers.
Yeah, this is just looking so rough. Like, this is just, like, being in this spot that OnlyBaus is in right now is just so intense, you know, when you're playing. Just, you see those numbers, you just want that last bit of food to age up, but you just cannot get it. Meanwhile, there's so many Jans coming in, like, he's just batching 10 Jans after 10 Jans. Now we do see coin coming in as well, so he's just gonna be able to make so many Jans behind this.
Yeah, this feels too little too late for Germany. Like, he wanted to get that age up in and just never could. And so now he's just going to be perma-idled and lose all his infrastructure, and the scores are looking terrible. And even if he does get an age up in, I don't think that town center is surviving.
Yeah. So here we have it confirmed. I mean, even at the highest level, just a classic Jan rush. It's just really effective, you know. Just make the Jans, just move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about these Jan builds where with New Age Auto, you give them some economy behind this to keep up production instead of just like the old school crate spam. And the follow-up is just brutal because you can just still batch
Yeah.
Jans.
And like that start with the Sudanese wagons was just so nice. I mean, this build was just really thought out from Phoenix. He just made it. He didn't really make any mistakes. He just perfectly macroed to get like the perfect amount of Jans there. Very nice played.
Yeah, really, really good game. And now I guess we know why Phoenix chose Ottoman on this map. Brutal 2-Rex Jan build, super hard for Boss to hold. And now Boss loses out on Germany, which is, you know, a pretty good tournament civ.
Yeah.
And we are getting pretty deep into this series with 5 games being played. And so now these players' civ pools might be getting stretched a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that being said, though, like we said, Phoenix still having Brits left feels just really good. I mean, especially if he gets to pick Brits versus some civ that OnlyBaus is not very comfortable with. I mean, that's basically like a really high chance of him winning. So, I mean, I think it's looking extremely close, actually.
Yeah, no kidding. And that early lead that Boss took in the series, he's got his best civs behind him. You know, France, Otto, Brits, I suppose, his Dutch. I'm trying to think of main civs Boss plays here from here on out. Like maybe Spain?
Yeah, Russia is an option. Yeah, if we
Russia?
look, I'm
Yeah.
looking at his stats right now, and Russia is his 4th most popular civ. And then it's like it's 6th place. It's Haudenosaunee and Spain. So I mean, might go for Russia here. Although maybe he'll save Russia for the last game. But or I guess yeah, I don't know actually.
I think you might want to save Russia because Russia is a civ that I feel like can get counterpicked fairly easy.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really know what's left of Phoenix's civ pool that counters Russia, but I feel like we're gonna see Spain because it's a TP map. There's a lot of TPs on it, Ivory Coast. And I think he'll save Russia's his no TP civ for last.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we'll see like Russia versus Brits in the last game. And just like you said, Spain in this game seems very likely.
Yeah. I guess Boss, I mean, if I'm thinking as Boss right now, you know, I really want to close out the series here. I really don't want to make it go to game 7 and face Phoenix's Brit. And Spain is still such a strong civ in general. I think it's a solid, excuse me, a solid pick here to lock in. But I mean, people also say Brit counters Spain. So if you choose Spain, you have to be prepared to face Brit. And Turkey.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's one of those matchups I do feel can go either way, really. I mean, maybe it's his best option in this case. I mean, he's gonna get counterpicked either way, so... And at least then he forces Phoenix not to have Brits left on the last map, which is good. So we'll see.
True.
Well, I mean, what a series we got here. I mean, it's just been really even. Like many of these games, like it hasn't really been any game that has been like a super clear win. Maybe except for this last one with Ottoman, but it's just been a really close matches here all around. I feel like, and yeah, this might actually go to the last game. I feel like, which is super exciting. We got 244 views right now, which is incredible. I mean, people are stoked here to see who picks this up, who's gonna get the win.
Yeah, it's been a great series. This one's really I don't know, been living up to its name, I guess. It's great to see an ultra competitive series because Phoenix is such a talented player. Like, I don't know, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah. And it
And
does look like the picks are in, actually, and we are gonna see Russia, but we're actually gonna see Russia from Phoenix, and OnlyBaus is gonna play Ports, which is kind of interesting. So, I mean,
oh,
yeah, that was not what I was expecting. I mean, surely Ports do very well versus Russia. I mean, with that Town Militia card, they just wreck any Israelites from Russia, and they can just like sit in their base. I feel like with triple TC and just defend.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, really surprising Civ selections here. So Phoenix choosing to lock Russia and Boss counterpicking. Boss picked first. So Boss chooses Port and Phoenix going with Russia as a counterpick.
Yeah, that seems kind of odd counterpicking with Russia. That is interesting. I mean, if that's the case, that is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know how this matchup goes. I want to say it'll kind of depend on how greedy Port gets with their FF. Like, do they age up 2 2 cow and sort of delay it? Do they go 500 food, 700 coin and just like age up super fast but low eco?
Yeah, I
who knows?
think Port just tried to go for the FF as quickly as possible and then just get like Town Militia, surely. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know actually.
The nice thing that Port have going for them is they can age up with those Shotel Warriors, which on paper is not like a super impressive age up, but it does give them that option if they are getting flooded with Strelets to buy themselves some time in age 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the safer age up compared to aging up with like the Cazadors. You don't want to get like caught off guard there with like heavy cav like walking around on your TC. So
Yeah, absolutely. I am a little sad that Ottomans have both been picked by both players because, okay, granted, Phoenix had a pretty sick build on the last map with autos, but when I was in the ESOC Challengers League, right, like the what do you call that? The Premier League, but for shitters. I cooked up a pretty good auto build on this map, I think, and I haven't seen anybody do it since, which makes me a little sad. But you dock start and build like 4 boats, and you go Sublime Port and transition to age 2. And with the 500 food age up, it's like a bonkers amount of wood, and you can just get like stagecoach. You can get a whole bunch of infrastructure up.
yeah,
Because you don't go Sublime Port. You use the Aken native trading post to do food for wood and gold.
Yeah, the Palm trade, or whatever it's called, Palm exports. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is almost like a Sublime Port, but it only costs 100 resources in a native trading post for some reason.
Yeah.
And it just is. And then you just like keep gathering only food. You get like hunting dogs and steel traps, and you have like 1.2k in the bank and 1.2k wood, and it's really fun.
Yeah, that's a really interesting build. I mean, that account tick is just really good. I mean, the value of it is just honestly pretty insane when you think about it.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite native tech in the game, and you just don't see it that often, which makes me a little sad.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna go into the map video. Oh, let's go.
Which give way to grassy plains and eventually a plateau. The Ivory Coast is an important hub for trade. The naval trade route connects Africa with Europe and the Americas, while its counterpart on the mainland connects the coast to the savannah, and controlling these routes is critical for victory. The land trade route bisects the plateau in the north, so each team has access to easily defendable resources away from the water.
All right, looks like we are loaded in too. This is game number 6. Yes, game number 6 in this best of 7 in the round of 8. And it looks like in the west of the map, in the color blue, we have Phoenix playing Russia. And in the east of the map, in the color red, is OnlyBaus playing the Portuguese. The map is Ivory Coast, a really interesting map. A little bit of water options, only 2 whales. We have the vertical trading posts on the land and the 2 trading posts along the water. So lots of strategic options for both of these players. The Akin Gnats spawn in the south, which can be really interesting. I mean, I just love palm oil exports, but I don't know if we'll see it. But yeah, I honestly don't know how this matchup will go, and I'm really excited to see 2 of the best players show us what they have in store.
Yeah. I mean, is this one of those maps where the water is like pre-scouted? Because I think that can really affect. Yeah, exactly. So that really affects like how viable the water is to some extent, because you can like really see early if they're on the water without scouting it. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, for sure. You also have like 1 million elephants on this map, so it has a whole bunch of food if you get it all herded in. So I don't expect that to play a factor in this game so much. And it looks like Phoenix is picking up a really nice food treasure, which is going to help them age up. Sometimes Russia can have a little bit of idle time,
Yeah.
so that'll really
And
speed up.
And I think we do see a like very FF-oriented deck from Ports, which is kind of exactly what I expected. So I believe we're gonna see like a really fast FF, and then he just might actually use Town Militia there to just get these TCs that just do so much damage versus the Russian army. And I think that's gonna be a very nice way of defending any early aggression here.
Yeah, he might. I don't know if you need CM. I mean, it kind of depends on how much pressure Russia does.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to have the option. And
It
I
is,
think it
yeah.
also depends really on like what type of composition you're up against.
I also don't know the breakpoints. If I want to say Estrella already gets 1 shot by a normal town center with 10 villagers in.
I
Or it
believe
could
it
be-
doesn't, but I might be wrong. Maybe somebody in the chat will know and point that
Yeah,
out.
if you could get like maybe Hazes in there, some nerdy boy with the breakpoints on town center shots versus Russian units would be great. I know that a normal town center it takes 7 villagers to kill a Russian musketeer.
Right.
But that's all I know.
Yeah. We do see some forward builds there, so yeah, no doubt it's gonna be Rex coming up there in the middle of the map. Forward villagers from OnlyBaus there is kind of weird. What is he doing? Is he? Oh, he's just herding in all of the hunts.
Yeah, just getting a lot of herding in.
I mean, there is the potential for TP play there by Phoenix. I mean, he could go for the stagecoach even. That could actually be probably a really good option.
It's looking like he wants to go that route. You don't often see Russia build a trading post in transition, and it looks like he's also chopping for a blockhouse.
Yeah,
So
it might be difficult to get the first batches out. I mean, it's gonna delay probably his pressure a little bit.
yeah, it is. And maybe this is just a standalone trading post because experience is a really great resource in Age of Empires 3.
Saying here, 2 shots for Strellet and Ruskets, but 1 shot with Town Militia. For Strellet, also 1 TC shot plus 1 hero shot.
Yeah, that's super hard to micro. I don't know if anybody's tried that to finish off units with your hero after your town center has shot them, but it's so challenging. It's really intense.
Yeah, and I mean, as soon as your opponent notices, they will just try to kill your hero, I guess. So, oh, a big back herder. Did you see that? He was like herding in those elephants, and they just went like the completely opposite way.
That's really brutal. That's gotta feel bad. At least this other elephant herd is cooperating, but yeah, I guess those Those other ones want to get out of dodge. Okay, we are seeing an early stagecoach here out of Russia and shipping 700 wood first. So some sort of delayed timing, I think, is...
No early Cossacks there. And I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess ports ages so fast anyway that you can't really delay the H3 anyway, so...
Yeah, and I guess port can get away with 2 build 2 cow FF here. And so he's going to have kind of a nice economy. Yeah, so many elephants. Like, you love to see this. You just love to see this. This is like 10,000 food or something just around these 2 TCs.
Yeah. I mean, what a nice map to play, like, Turtley ports. I mean, he's going to have so much risk. I mean, the problem is going to be when the coin mine runs out, though, because his other coin mine is actually really far forward, and he doesn't really have another one in the back, so... I mean, coin is probably going to be his limiting factor if it comes to it.
Yeah, if he gets really in a pickle, Akin has, I believe, a coin mine tech that delivers a 5,000 gold mine, which is pretty nutty. It's a little expensive. But
it also gives, like, this gather boost, which is kind of nice, so...
Yeah, 10%. I just love this Nat so much. I love Akin.
Yeah, they're a good Nat. I mean, the Musketeer itself is only really good in mass. It's not really good if you build only a few, but in mass it can actually also be very useful.
There are 2 bills out of position here. It's like Boss just didn't see them gathering.
Oh, that's huge. Do you see Strelets
That's really
coming in
huge.
now
That's
as well.
like 10% of his economy right now.
So I wonder what shipments do we have coming in from OnlyBaus. I guess he's just saving this one, yeah. So we'll probably go for the Dragoons, I bet, once he's getting up, right?
Yeah, something like that. What is he aging with? Is it the Chotels or the Cassadors?
Yeah,
okay,
Chotels.
Yeah, I feel like he probably wants to ship units first in age 3, like maybe 8 Cassadors. It's so difficult to know what unit to send, right? Because you just don't have the knowledge of what your opponent is massing.
Yeah, I feel like surely the ranged cav is always the safest option. You know, you can just run away if there's Strelets. So
that's probably true. But he's choosing to build a stable instead of a Rax. So I think maybe he wants to make Dragoons and ship Cassadors. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. It'd be interesting to see where he places this TC. So it's actually going away quite far away. I mean, there's no coin mine really up here, so I don't really know what he's doing with this one.
I mean, there is the 5,000 gold mine up there, but
it's so far away.
Yeah, that's really greedy, and he's changed his mind. He's going to try to secure this next forward one, which makes sense. But he's making Dragoons and shipping Dragoons, and okay, these Strelets are an interesting formation. Potentially the Strelets could just deny this town center. If Phoenix had like perfect knowledge, because there's just no units out on the field to deny them.
Yeah, I mean, he really needs to get like organs out. Like he needs to keep the Dragoons alive and then just get organs behind it, because otherwise he's just not gonna have any way to deal with the Strelets. Going for Cassadors actually. I don't know, I feel like organs surely a better choice, but I guess he doesn't really have the coin right now.
You have to be real careful with shipping artillery early when your opponent is still in H2, because you always run the risk of not having enough units to defend them, and then they can just get sort of right click. So I think Cassadors is like this kind of slightly more safe option. I almost want him to ship a fort. I know that's like really risky, but if you have 3 TC batch of Minutemen to defend it, like that would just completely nullify everything that Phoenix is trying to do right now.
Yeah, picking up a build there, very nice. But the problem is now he runs the risk of being pushed in the base while all of his units are right here. And yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna see. So, I mean, quite risky to go for this raid. I mean, Dragoons are never really gonna make a huge catch anyway, since they don't really kill builds that well. Yeah, now he just doesn't have any anti-cav. He's gonna lose all of his Cassadors now because of it.
Yeah, this is looking really kind of rough. I mean, he's trying to abuse pathing to the best of his ability, and he's doing a pretty decent job. Yeah, batching Minutemen. He's got some Shotel here to kind of snare. The Dragoons, though, coming in at an awkward angle, going to be getting 3 shots there by the Strelets. 1 or 2 of those go down. This is going to be really hard to micro. He's going to have to be inspired by Kevin's micro from yesterday and just do like insane pull tricking. But there are 1 million Strelets here, and
the
that's rough.
customers can't really beat the Strelets there. I mean, it's quite rough. Nice snare though with the Shotels there. Very nice play actually. The Shotels are actually like in the perfect position there. So maybe now he can actually kill the Strelets up there. He is losing a few bills though. He's not really paying attention, I feel like. Oh, actually he did send the bill in the last second there, so that's very nice. 2 bills still out there. Could be up for grabs. Halberdier is coming in.
Halbs is interesting. I think he's afraid of anti-cap, which makes sense. Honestly, Boss coming out of this a bit more ahead than I thought he would. Phoenix really split up his 2 groups of Strelets there, and the Strelets up north were just sort of chasing the goons while just getting picked apart by the Cassadors. But now they're all being kind of focused on he's targeting the Dragoons, so it tells me that he's got a lot of Cossacks here to reinforce.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's thinking with the Halbs is like, maybe he's not really that scared of the Strelets since he knows they can't siege anyway, so maybe he's going like, he knows he has time, so maybe he'll just start Halbs and then try to get something else out once he has the cap.
He canceled the Halbs though for, he shipped more Cassadors, but there's only 3 Dragoons left, and so this is just way too many Cossacks. Losing a bill on the line.
Somebody pointed out here, like if he makes Huss now, that would be so good. Like imagine OnlyBaus getting like 5 Huss out.
Wow.
Instead, he calls it there.
Wow, yeah, just kind of a mirror image of Dutch versus India, where Boss, I don't know, Phoenix stays H2 and just applies a lot of pressure, and Boss has to play kind of perfectly to combat it, and is just getting punished. Dang, well played by Phoenix.
Yeah, he just never could really get enough mass to really defend there. I mean, he was looking good in the beginning. He got a nice uncontested H up there, but yeah, just got completely overrun there.
This is why I just really wanted to see some sort of variation of Porto Forto, where you age up to age 3 super duper fast, and you slam down that fort before Russia has enough units to even deny it, and call Minutemen if you need to, because then you don't even need to make units, and you can just make 3 villagers at a time with 10,000 food under your town centers, and take this game to a stage where Russia's not really comfortable, because if Russia has to go H3, they have to upgrade like 3 different units, which each cost 400 resources. And so, I just wonder if there's like maybe a just trust the fort a little bit from Boss. I don't know.
I also think like he made like one crucial mistake there. Like when he had those goons, like he went for the raid. I mean, you're never gonna get a big catch with like 8 goons because they just don't kill villagers. And I mean, it just made it so that he lost a lot of units before the fight even broke out. Maybe he could have taken a better trade there if he kept them in the base, just waited. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really astute. I think that was probably the largest mistake. You just gotta defend what you got first and foremost.
Yeah. So we are gonna see a few minutes here. Phoenix is having some issues, it seems, but we'll just wait and see what the last matchup is gonna be. I mean, what a series. I mean, it's gonna be the game-deciding game. I mean, Phoenix has Brits left, and I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. He's just gonna pick Brits no matter what, right?
Yeah, and I think Boss has to pick Russia. I don't know what else makes sense in a Civ pool here.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I all but think that that's going to be the matchup, and that's such a classic matchup that I feel like can go either way.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could pick Haudenosaunee maybe. I mean, he does play them quite a bit, but yeah, surely Russia is a more clear option.
Yeah, and somebody, Roblearn in chat was asking the map. It is Upper Himalayas. So it's a no TP map, and also it's a really low hunt map, if I'm not mistaken. Your hunts are really spread out, and it just screams Russia to me.
Yeah.
From Boss, but we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, so we got 250 people now. Everybody in here in the chat excited for the last game. I mean, what a series. I mean, it's all gonna come down to this, and it's really heating up. I mean, both of these players, for sure, people that could go, like, they could both win the series. I mean, both of these guys are just at that level, you know? So it's just really exciting to see here who's gonna take it home. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it does seem like a bit favored to Phoenix, surely, because just the fact that he has Brits, right?
A little bit, but with Upper Himalayas having such little hunt, I don't know. I'm curious to see what chat thinks. Like, if we get Phoenix, Brit, Boss, Russia on Upper Himalayas, who they think is going to win the game and win the series. Because it all comes down to this. This is our first Game 7, I think, of the tournament. Yeah, I'm super stoked for it. Everybody loves a series that goes to the last game.
Yeah, so the 6 picks are in, and it's just like we predicted. It's gonna be Brits versus Russia. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we were completely right there. So, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure.
Yep, I'm loving it. I honestly, personally, I think I'm giving Boss the edge. Like, and it's just a map thing. I think it makes sense for Phoenix to save Brit for like no TP map and like it's his best civ for the last game, but it just doesn't feel like it suits Brit all that much. There's really no way to know until the map spawns in and you see how many hunts are actually there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, people seem pretty split here on who's gonna take this home.
So Vividly saying, is it low hunt though? 45,000 food in total. I mean, I think it's really spread out. If you pull up, you know, Free Food Party is a pretty good map. You know, gives you the thumbnails and all that. And the point is, you just don't have a lot of hunts near your town center, like kind of at all. They're all along the trading posts and mid-map.
Yeah. And I mean, there's not a whole lot of chokes either. I mean, there is some, I guess they could, I mean, they could be lucky and get a nice like wood line and maybe get like one of these like pillars of land. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I believe Brits probably gonna have to play it very defensively. Probably go like longbow walls would be probably a good strategy here. So I mean, it's gonna come down a lot, I think, to his spawn there.
Yep. There are also, I mean, what's so fascinating about this matchup is that there is some room for Brits to be the aggressor. Like if Russia decides to slow play it a little bit and like takes it for granted that Brit is just going to hole up in their own base and they try to like go for stagecoach, or maybe they delay their second blockhouse timing. There really is room for Brit to do like a lower eco aggressive build and punish the forward base. So this is such a rich matchup.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's saying a Brit should just start Huss. I mean, that could be a good option. I mean, it's quite unexpected if Russia starts with like the classic, like going with the Strelets plus Cossacks, then obviously Huss would do very well.
One of those classic like rock, paper, scissors moments where if you're a civ like Brit and you don't have access to a cavalry shipment, you kind of have to start Huss or else Russia can just flood your base with Strelets. But if Russia knows this, and knows that you're going to start Huss, then they start Musketeers and Cossacks. And then if Brit knows that, then they will just start Musketeers instead of Huss. But then they run the risk of getting flooded by Strelets. So it's like really, really tricky, honestly, how it all plays out.
Yeah, definitely.
There was back when Brits had access to 5-vil, there's an old Mido build where you would start Huss and ship 5 villagers first, because if you ship 700 wood first as Brit, a lot of times Russia will be in your base and you can't actually gather that wood or use it. So it'll be really interesting to see if that happens this game or not. But I think we're ready to load into it, it looks like, maybe. Map video. Looks like we got map video for our last one. Tune in.
To the tallest mountains on Earth. No trade route reaches this almost inaccessible area. Around the player's bases, its range of cliffs and choke points creates a greatly defensible enclosure, but the scarce resources might force you to expand your reach on the map. Be careful not to get trapped between the mountains.
Okay, so welcome everyone to the last game of this round of 8th. It's gonna be the deciding game here. It's the best of 7. It's currently 3-3, and we got here in the north of the map, we got OnlyBaus spawning as the Russians, and in the other side of the map we have Phoenix spawning with the British, his main squeeze. So saving that for last, which can be quite an exciting game here. This map does not have any TPs, so I mean, both have picked a really good civ on non-TP maps, and yeah, it's just gonna see if he can hold the aggression from Russia here. There are some cattle on this map. None of these civs are particularly benefiting from the cattle, although Russia can get like a faster H-up and get some momentum going. It's a little bit easier to get the batches out early, maybe. So yeah. Grabbing a few already.
Yeah, I completely forgot that yaks spawn on this map, and that can be a really interesting way for the British player to try to preserve their food source. If they can manage to wrangle up enough of those to make building a livestock pen make sense, you kind of want like at least 8. I think he's sort of prioritizing treasuring a bit more.
I like it, yeah.
And I mean, there are some good treasures here, like with the food treasure here, there are wood treasures. But yeah, I mean, as we sort of mentioned before we loaded in, the low hunts on this map, there's honestly only one hunt that's in herdable distance to Phoenix's town center, past his starting hunt.
Yeah,
and
as somebody pointed out, I mean, look at that berry spawn. It's really bad for Phoenix, actually. They're like really far forward. So if he runs out, it's going to be really hard to use the berries as well.
Yeah, classic RNG coming into play here. There's always going to be that RNG element, even when the maps are much better balanced than in Legacy. Like, okay, I remember back in my day, you know, where we had to walk uphill both ways to go to school. Sometimes the maps didn't spawn with a starting coin mine in quick
crazy.
and you would be playing Dutch, and like, what do I do now?
Yeah,
so,
yeah, no, that's just horrible. And we do see in Phoenix decks, he really likes having this like infinite 2 villager card, which can actually be quite good, I feel like, if it's like really extended H2 and you just like exhaust all of the other options. But yeah, just an interesting card there.
Yeah, it don't make no sense to me, honestly. Like, I think that should be Pioneers. Because I think it's more likely.
Pioneers, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's way more likely you'll get into some extended H2 slog where vil pulling with Pioneers, you know, their 365 HP tanks is gonna save you more than shipping 2 villagers.
Yeah, perhaps. Picking up 2 more yaks there, that's gonna be nice. 30% explorer hit points. I mean, that's a good treasure, I feel like.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
gonna be able to use his explorer to just tank a lot of damage in that early aggression.
You just gotta make sure it gets healed up. That's how I always feel about explorer HP treasures, is you tank so much XP or HP just to get that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's true.
but he's going to be scouting for that FB, and he's going to find it. So he knows pretty clearly what's going on, and it's not an uber aggressive blockhouse. Like it could be, conceivably placed on this hunt that Phoenix is trying to herd in right now.
Yeah, no, that's right. Kind of interesting, actually.
It does sort of give him control over that like 115 wood treasure though, which is that'll be a nice thing to pick up. It's a free house.
Yeah, eating a yak there as well to get some more food. Looks like he got like 4 aging up with the tower. Makes sense. Wood first shipment. And wood
We'll
first
see how
shipment for Russia as well, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's, I think he did a market in transition and stuff. Yeah, he's getting steel trapped, so he's playing this a little bit slower. He's forgoing the 5 Cossacks. He's not training 5 Musks ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, I like that play. I mean, if there's one way he wins, it's if he starves his opponent, and just going for that little bit more eco is nice for starving out your opponent.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's also going to let him get that second blockhouse up pretty early, which will make pushing into his FB like kind of a functional impossibility. And then I expect to see just like a stable and just sort of spam Musketeer, Strellet, Cossacks from here on out, ship units, stuff like that.
Yeah. So how many hunts has he managed to get in? So it looks like he has like 2 hunts maybe close to the TC there. So not too much actually. I mean, his next hunt is quite far away. And there's like no hunts on the sides there, so he's gonna have to go forward for the next one, which is gonna be very difficult. I feel like this one is like so far away.
Yeah, the nice thing about these plateaus or these buttes or whatever you want to call them is that they do offer a nice natural barrier for the British player. So like he could herd that hunt in and have it sort of be safe with like a wall segment or 2. And you can imagine like 5 longbows just behind that can like really defend it. Same with that hunt, like way off to the side, like you could kind of throw some walls up there to kind of zone it off from the Russian player.
Just go like with some sneaky villagers, maybe gather there since it's so far out in the corner as well. So it looks like it started stable actually. Was that a full batch of cav? I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And he's going to use his hero to scout the FB and see what's going on. And potentially these Hussars will try to go around and go for raids. But there's pretty good LOS here for... Oh, he's going to get the wood treasure. He's stealing that from Russia.
Is he going to get that, though? I think he might die. Yeah, he's going to die, surely. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, Musketeers coming out here from OnlyBaus. So OnlyBaus doing the safe thing there and starting Musketeers. He was probably scared of those Huss. And Huss going to go raiding. Not going to be too much to be able to raid right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is the
benefit. That left hunt though, which is nice. Like he's gonna see when those carcasses start to get killed.
Very true, very true. You have to be careful here as Brit going for a raid because you kind of know or you can suspect that Russia's going to be shipping Cossacks. And he also sees the stable, and he's getting pushed at his own town center. Yeah, this game. This matchup, I feel like, is really mechanics based. Like, who can raid better? Who can be more on top of their build defense?
Yeah, and I think he's gonna lose a lot of Huss here because now there's gonna be a big pop. Yeah, getting caught off guard there, not great.
Not what you want. And so these Hussars, whose whole job is to raid while Russia has a forward base, are just not getting anything done.
I mean, they are delaying those Cossacks though, because otherwise they would up there in the front. So I mean, they're at least doing something, but yeah, not much.
Yes, and it looks like Brit's gone 700 wood, 600 wood, 700 coin, I think, just going for a big Musk Huss sort of build. But I mean, here comes the idle time.
There.
Yeah, and if you're Russia, I think you just go back. Like the way you lose this game is by deleting your units under Brit's town center. Like that just can't happen.
Definitely. So let's see what is Phoenix building right now. Is he making Musk? Yeah. 36 villas on food. Yeah, he just really wants to get that food up. Sending musks as well. Which I just only getting 2 musketeers there because of that idle time.
Yeah, I'm
He's gonna
going
go
for
the
another
raid
raid.
again. Yeah. Still a little bit early. I mean, at this point, there's not really gonna be much villagers outside the town of Russia, and the threat of the Cossack shipments alone, I feel like is,
Oh.
yeah.
And he gets caught. He manages to sack one hussar and get out of there, but he's already, yeah, needing hunts and extending for them. And these raids are kind of costing him numbers. Like he kind of needs as many units as he can get for this upcoming fight.
Yeah. I mean, he needs
I
to take
think
a good fight now, and then maybe he could go raid there on the left side since he sees that. But yeah, he needs to take a good fight first.
I think Russia's in a pretty good spot. I kind of like his position. He realizes that he's hunting now. You can see the way he's moving his
Yeah.
army.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be such a huge catch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice seeing that early. Oh, that is rough. And there just isn't enough mass here from Brits.
Yeah, Russia's just got way more stuff. And Brits want to try to force something because they need to, because they just lost 4 vills and they have no safe res. But there are just so many units here that the trees are really going to work in favor of these Strelets. The Huss aren't going to be able to connect really. And Boss is going to pull trick his way out of here to get like a more favorable engagement.
Yep. Behind that, you see there's like so few villagers on food here for Brits, so they're just not gonna have the reinforcements he wants here.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Russia. They're already up in score, which just kind of means pretty bad news for the British player. I think this is like already game. I mean, it's the final game, so maybe Phoenix like wants to just keep playing it out, but Russia's just got way more stuff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And he calls it. So, wow. I mean, a quick final game to, oh, yes, very cinematic. Yeah, quick 360. A quick final game to our 7-game series, but just a real masterclass with how to play Russia in this matchup, I feel like, from Boss. And a huge shout out to Boss for winning this series. I mean, I think many people would have said that he was the underdog and takes it to the final game and manages to make his way, I think, into the semifinals for the first time. So huge shout out to him and also representing NA. Let's go.
Yeah, well, yeah, big congratulations to OnlyBaus. I mean, he played this really, really well, honestly, and I mean, he really deserves this win. I mean, it was super close games, and he really got a nice advantage there in the beginning, using his 2 strongest civs, and was looking dicey there, went to the last game, which is kind of crazy anyways, but actually beating Phoenix with his main squeeze there in the last game is kind of incredible, to be honest.
Yeah, you love to see it. I mean, there's something kind of poetic about that ending. Like, I think Boss was originally a Russian main on Legacy, and to be able to bust out his old main squeeze against Phoenix's best civ has got to feel really good, and to take the whole series win. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy for Boss right now.
Yeah. We do see Phoenix actually writing in the chat as well. GG's last map. Didn't know you only had 2 hunts. Lol.
Yeah, you know, some people would say it's a good idea to like look at the maps, you know, before your semifinal series and plan accordingly, because that's an element to the game, preparation, and yeah, rough one. Okay, cool. Oh, Keister's correcting me too. So okay, so Boss in 2021 reached the semifinals. How about that?
Hey, so
all right.
Hello, OnlyBaus.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Very tired. I went out drinking last night and I haven't had much water or food, and that was a best of 7 grueler series, so definitely just tired.
Yeah. You
Jeez
must have felt
Louise.
really good, like after those like 2 first victories. But like what was your thinking like after busting out both Friends and Ottoman early?
Yeah, my thought process was game one, I was going to go auto because I assumed the series would be pretty close. And so whoever wins game one, if it goes down to game seven, they have to pick first if you lose the first map. So I really wanted to win the first map, just to have the counter pick. So yeah, I just used my like best civ first, like second best civ second, just like try to start off pretty hot.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, really well played. I can't believe you did that hungover. Like, that's a long ass series. But like, props. Like, you get, you have your cake and you get to eat it too, right? Like going out, being social, and then just like dubbing a best of 7 series versus like prior rank 1 gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, really well done. I want to hear your thoughts. There's so many questions I could ask, but it feels like game 2 was such a pivotal one for the series. Super close, right? Port versus, France versus Port on SAG. 30-minute long game. There were moments where I thought Phoenix kind of had it, but I don't know. Like, what would your morale have been like if you would have lost that game in the series?
Ooh, I mean, yeah, that was by far the toughest game of the series, like in terms of just like APM and being all over the map and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I would have lost that, that would have not been like a tilter because it would have been tied up, but that was definitely like a game that I was really, really trying hard to win. But yeah, I think the map just catered to me too. Like I get the France CDBs, I get the TP line for free. And I was able to like contest water and kind of like keep him off like half of it, which I think all went in my favor, thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, you trained so many frigates. How many frigates did you train?
Probably like at least like 6, 7 frigates or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about 6, 7. Did you have that like build cooked up for preparing water? Like, did you think he was gonna go water before you went into that game?
Honestly, not at all. I figured Phoenix is like a pretty standard by the book kind of like player. Like we both come from like Nilla, like the OG days. So I kind of figured it was just going to be like a micro macro APM fight, and definitely threw me off. I didn't expect him to go water. Even when he went port, actually, I didn't expect him to go water like going into the game. But yeah, I just adapted, like went full eco and tried to contest as much water as I could, which I think went pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, you managed to contest this water like the whole time. You just could not push your dogs. But what was like your? Did you think about like going like full land at some point, or like you went very heavy into the water? Like, what was your thought process?
The thought process was that on land my eco's better, so I have like +5 vils from the CDB. I have like +12 or so vils from the TP line. So if I could just like kind of idle his like water eco and like keep it belled up, then I should be out gathering by a good margin. And I figured also he wouldn't have too many land vils. So that was kind of the
Yeah,
thought
that makes
process
sense.
behind that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game. Super close. I wanna get your thoughts on the. There are a couple games like your Dutch versus his India,
Mm.
and your Germany versus, well, let's say that map, but
Germany
like your
versus
Port
Indo,
versus
yeah.
his Russia. Like those were 2 games where you go for this FF and he just stays H2 and like sort of overwhelms you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you think that those you could have gotten dubs in those? Like, is it staying H2 longer? Is it like microing better in H3? I don't know. I always lose those games, so I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, so the Dutch India game, I'm just a blatant idiot, and I didn't know you could get like back-to-back deli batches that quick. So I think I defended pretty well. I got up, I did all the correct stuff more or less. Like it was a pretty even game. I think I was ahead. And then there was a moment at the back of the map where I had like a bunch of skirm chasing his Gurkha, and I figured that like he was like kind of not all in, but just like only had the aggro to produce. And so I
Yeah.
figured there wouldn't be any more cav, but then the 300 export cav came in like a second time, which I didn't expect. I think that's just me being a noob.
Yeah.
And then what else? German game was kind of sad. Just I think that Jan Rush kind of destroys German, especially on a map like that with like no hunt and try to do some like wall and then age and I don't know. It was just kind of bad. But the port game, it's pretty tough because Russia had 3 TP stage. And you kind of like can always hit that like Strel cost timing. And I feel like the only thing I could have done better would have been like kind of walling and shipping organs and playing way more passive, maybe not going to raid. But I think still that's a pretty tough matchup for Port on a stagecoach line map.
Yeah, the goon raid is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe if the goon stayed back, maybe you could have taken a better trade. But it's so difficult, honestly. Like you played it very well.
What are your thoughts on Porto Forto in that moment? Like, what if you just age up super fast and ship a fort?
Honestly, that probably would have been insane.
Something, I mean, it's pretty cracked build.
Yeah.
I've heard gamers call it cracked. I think Keister's in chat. He was a big Porto Forto guy, I think, for a bit.
Yeah, because I think I knew for a fact he was going to do the Strel cost stuff. Yeah, maybe the Porto Forto could have actually worked. Because then you can't really push in.
Yeah, you like build like
I mean,
a
if
couple
you get
wall
it up in
segments.
time, though. Yeah.
Minuteman, like you have the Shotels.
That's a good call. You got to get in these tournaments, Callan. Look at that.
I know. Yeah, well, I'm just some washed caster who doesn't even play. Baron's got a question. Do you have a statement regarding Germany having a 0% win rate this tournament?
Yeah. Germans, it's a B C tier Civ and Otto's S tier and Botto as more or less.
Oh, there you go.
Baron mentioned.
Surely we've seen like Ottoman and French in every single game of this tournament.
Yeah. Those are definitely the two like best Civs in the game right now. Luckily, 2 Civs that I play as well, just from back in the day.
And also 2 of the Civs with like banned church cards was kind of interesting, and they're still very good.
And they're still probably the best Civs. Yeah.
Yeah, classic balance. Here's a great question by Keister. He wants to ask you about Give You Anxiety's legacy. And if you feel like
went down actually, guys.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Shit.
But it just did it. I like right.
Noob streamers.
Noob internet.
Cancel.
Well,
I don't even know what I was saying.
Well, how about looking at the brackets, you play Ketterboy next or Ketchup Boy or however he's known. How are you feeling about that series?
I think it'll be another close one. I think we're both very like just strong micro, macro, kind of by the book players. I think hopefully it'll be like a really cool series. We'll see some cool micro, cool builds, like very close games. We play together a lot. And in between like some of the later matches, he was like kind of helping me like, oh, like he could pick this, like, you know. So he knows my civs, I know his civs. We more or less know what each other's gonna do, and we'll see if we can cook something good.
That's wow, holy shit, my voice did something weird. That's a really exciting series though. Yeah, looking forward to that. And I mean we have like some NA bias here, but I mean both you and Frontline making your way to the semifinals, representing NA, like that's pretty cool. NA, you know, maybe having a resurgence here.
You never know. In some alternate universe, we might get a rematch of me versus Frontline. You never know.
In the finals, that would be insane. I'd be so stoked for that.
Yeah.
I would never let the Europeans, like, you know, I would always make it known that they just got bodied in the tournament if that happened.
Yeah, but it's going to be a bit of a dungaree series versus Ketter next week. He's a good player. I just hope I can make it close. I think he's definitely the favorite. I think I can surprise some people for sure, though.
Yeah, I think you showed that.
You really proved yourself in this series, I feel like. So you're definitely a force to be reckoned with. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, and thanks for casting, boys. It's nice to have NA caster, and thanks for casting as well, Jacob. I didn't get to hear it, but I'm definitely gonna watch it back and see what's good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you. Great games there. And also, of course, a big thank you to Horsefed, who has been producing this whole thing, doing a really great job here, just making sure everything works as expected and following along with the game. So, big shout out to him.
Thanks so much,
Yeah, for
guys.
sure.
Have a good one.
Yeah, enjoy your celebrations.
Yes, sir. Peace out.
Later. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. So
well,
yeah, let's see if somebody wants to raid, and yeah, is somebody excited to do something here? Starts a stream maybe? Is there anyone?
I think Haza should stream Supremacy, and/or Psionic should go live when it's like midnight or 1 a.m. his time. Who other streamers we got in chat? Somebody's got to go live. Keister, like, boot it up for old times, you know? A little NA
Psionic is in the chat.
Sunday stream.
Also. Yeah.
Haza's full of shit. I think there's no way Boss is going live right now after like a 3-hour long series. Yeah, because like don't make us raid Crab God like respectfully, but like surely we are saved from that. All right. Well, another time, you know, there aren't so many GUAs in here to just always go live when ESOC ends, and for that we, you know, we lament his loss in the community. But thanks everybody for watching, man. It's been a really great series. Thank you, Jacob, for co-casting, and Horsefeed for producing, and definitely to the two players for giving us a really great competitive stream. And I hope everybody enjoys their Sunday.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Callan. Yeah, that was amazing.